ነኝ በአሁኑ ቪዲዮአችን የ2015 ማትሪክን ነው የምንሰራው። ኦኬ 65 ጥያቄዎች ናቸው። እንጀምር። የመጀመሪያው ጥያቄ the domain of the function f of x is equals to 2x to the power of 2 over 3 is ስንት ነው ነው የዚህ ፈንክሽን ዶሜን ስንት ነው? ለዛ ኦኬ 2x to the power of 2 over 3 ከተባለ ይሄን ማን ብለን መጻፍ እንችላለን? 2x squared ከዛ the whole to the power of 1 over 3 ብለን መጻፍ እንችላለን። ያው any number can be squared ከዛ x can be any number and also any number can also be square cube root ሊወጣ ይችላል። አይ የፈለግነው ቁጥር cube root ማውጣት ስለምንችል ለየትኛውም ቁጥር ይሰራል ማለት ነው። ለዛ the domain of this function it is the set of real numbers ነው ማለት ነው። ለዛ መልሱ b ነው የሚሆነው። ሁለተኛ the slope of the line that makes an angle of 135 degrees with the positive x axis is equal to what ነው? ኦኬ ለዛ ላይኑን መጀመሪያ እንሳለሽ እዚህኛው ጥያቄ ላይኑን ስንስለው እንዴት ነው የሚሆነው? መጀመሪያ 135 ዲግሪ ሰከንድ ኳድራት አንግል ነው ራይት? ለምን ከ90 ዲግሪ ይበልጣል እና ከ180 ዲግሪ ያንሳል። ለዛ ያው ላይኑን ስንስለው እንደዛ አድርገን ነው የምንስለው ማለት ነው። ኦኬ ለምን ያው አንግሉ ከ130 ሰከንድ ኳድራት አንግል ማለት ነው። በጣም ጥሩ። ለዛ ይቺን አንግል ስንት ነች የምትሆነው? ያ 135 ስለሆነ 180 ሲቀነስ 135 45 ዲግሪ ትሆናለች ማለት ነው። ይሄ 45 ዲግሪ ከሆነ ይሄ እቺ x ብላት እቺ y ብላት ኦኬ ወይም x1 ብለው ይሄ y1 ብለው እዚህ አንዷን ፖይንት አውቃለሁ ኦሬዲ 0.0 ሌላኛው ፖይንት ደግሞ እቺኛው ፖይንት ነች x1, y1 ማለት ነው። ኦኬ ለዛ ይሄ 90 ዲግሪ ነው ይሄ 45 ዲግሪ ነው። የዚህን ትራያንግል ይሄን ትራያንግል ABC ብለው የዚህ ትራያንግል ABC ሃይፖቴነሱ አንድ ማለት እንችላለን። ለዛ sin of 45 ዲግሪ እንደዚህ ኳሱ ኦፖዚት እዚህ ጋር ማን ነው y1 ነው y1 የቺን አንግል ነው ያየው ያለሁት ኦኬ y1 over the hypotenuse 1 ብያለሁ። ለዛ sin of 45 ዲግሪ ያው root over 2 ነው which is equals to y1 ኦኬ ለዛ x1 ያው ከy1 ጋር እኩል ነው መሆን ያለበት ለምን since it's an isosceles triangle ማለት ነው። ግን x1 since it is to the left of 0 it needs to be negative ለዛ x1 negative root over 2 ነው ማለት ነው። okay ለዛ ስሎፑን መስራት እንችላለን። ለምን we have 2 points okay one of the points it is 0.0 and the other point is x1 negative root 2 over 2 እና root over 2 ማለት ነው። okay ለዛ ስሎፑ ማን ነው የሚሆነው? ስሎፑ ያው y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 አይደለም። ለዛ y2 ይቺን ቦስት root over 2 ነው root over 2 minus y1 is 0 over x2 is negative root over 2 and x1 is 0 so that is root over 2 over negative root over 2 which would be negative 1 okay ለዛ ስሎፑ negative 1 ነው ማለት ነው። ለዛ መልሱ ማን ነው የሚሆነው? ሲ ነው ማለት ነው። ኦኬ ለዛ የሁለተኛው መልስ ሲ መሆኑን አውቀናል። የመጀመሪያው ቢ ነው። ኦኬ ለዛ ሶስተኛ ጥያቄ እንስራ። እሺ ሶስተኛ ጥያቄ if tan of 31 degrees is equal to 0.81 then what is the value of tan of 509 degree? የተጠየቀን ነው tan of 509 ስንት ነው ነው። ኦኬ tan of 31 ተነግሮናል። ኦኬ ጊቨናችን ማን ነው? tan of 31 ስንት ነው? tan of 31 0.81 ነው። በጣም ጥሩ። ለዛ tan of 509 ስንት ነው? tan of 509 ዲግሪ ስንት ነው? ኦኬ አሁን 509 ዲግሪ ከ360 ይበልጣል አይደለ? ለዛ ከ360 ስለሚበልጥ 509 ዲግሪ ከ360 ስለሚበልጥ ያው 360 መቀነስ ይችላል። አይ 9 ሲቀነስ 0 509 ዲግሪ እና 149 ዲግሪ ዳር ኮተርሚናል አንግልስ ማለት ነው። ኮተርሚናል አንግሎች እንደምናውቀው ከሆነ ትሪጎኖሜትሪክ ፈንክሽኖቻቸው በሴም ናቸው። ያ ማለት ሳይኑም ኮሳይኑም ታንጀንቱም የሁለቱ አንግሎች በሴም ቫልዩ ነው ያለው። ኦኬ ለዛ 149 ዲግሪ ምን አይነት አንግል ነው? is it a first quadrant angle, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant? well it is a second quadrant angle. okay እንዴት አወቅ ቴታ 149 ዲግሪ እንዴት አወቁ ሰከንድ ኳድራንት አንግል መሆኑ? ለምን ከ90 ይበልጣል እና ከ180 ያንሳል። ለዛ it is a second quadrant angle. okay ለዛ እቺ አሁን ሪፈረንስ አንግሉን ነው የምንፈልገው ሪፈረንስ አንግል ስንፈልግ ምንድነው የምናደርገው እቺ ነች ሪፈረንስ አንግሏ ቴታ አር እና ቴታ አርን ለማግኘት ያው ከ180 ላይ መቀነስ 180 ሲቀነስ 149 ቴታ ሰብ አር ያው 31 ዲግሪ ነው ማለት ነው ኦኬ አሁን ሪፈረንስ አንግሉን አገኘ ነው ኦኬ የቴታን ሪፈረንስ አንግል ስንት ነው 31 ዲግሪ ነው እና ይሄን ደግሞ አላ ይሄ ኦል ስቱደንትስ ቴክ ኬሚስትሪ የሚለው እሱ ሳይኖችን ነው የሚነግረን ኦኬ የፈርስት ኳድራንት ውስጥ ሁሉም ትሪግኖሜትሪክ ሬሾስ they are positive in the second quadrant sign is the only one that is positive ለዛ ሳይን ብቻ ነው ፖዚቲቭ ሌላው እንዳለ ኔጌቲቭ ነው ማለት ለዛ tan of 149 ከማን ጋር እኩል ነው አሁን ከኔጌቲቭ tan of 31 ዲግሪ ጋር እኩል ነው ማለት ለምን in the second quadrant sign is the only one that is positive tangent is negative ለዛ እቺ ኔጌቲቭ ዋን ለዛ ነው ያስቀምጥኳት ማለት ነው ኦኬ ለዛ tan of 31 ደግሞ ስንት ነው it is given it is 0.81 ለዛ እሷን አስቀምጣለሁ ማለት ነው ኔጌቲቭ tan of 31 0.81 ነው ማለት ነው አለቀ ለዛ መልሱ ስንት ነው የሚሆነው ማለት ነው c ነው ኔጌቲቭ 0.81 እሺ አራተኛ if sin of theta is equal to negative 3 over 5 and theta is a fourth quadrant angle then what is the value of sec theta okay እሺ ለዛ sin of theta ተነግሮናል negative 3 over 5 ነው okay እና theta ደግሞ it is a fourth quadrant angle this is x this is y axis theta እንስላለን it is a fourth quadrant angle this is theta ለዛ አሁን እየተጠየቀን ያለነው እንግዲህ sec theta ስንት ነው okay እንግዲህ ይሄን መርሳት የለብንም all students take chemistry እና in the fourth quadrant cosine is positive okay ለዛ secant of theta ማለት ምን ማለት ነው 1 over cosine of theta ማለት ነው right since cosine is in the fourth quadrant it is positive sec theta ስንት ነው የምንጠብቃት we expect it to become positive because and if you have a positive number and if you take the reciprocal of it it will also be a positive number ለዛ ካለ ምንም ጥርጥር a መልስ አይሆንም እና ዲ መልስ አይሆንም ማለት ነው ኦኬ መልሱ ወይ ቢ ወይ ሲ ነው ደግሞ መናቀው አይደንቲቲ ደግሞ አለ አይ sin squared theta plus cos squared theta ከአንድ ጋር እኩል መሆኑን እናውቃለን ለዛ sin theta negative 3 over 5 ነው ለዛ negative 3 over 5 squared plus cos squared theta ከማን ጋር እኩል ነው ከአንድ ጋር እኩል ነው ማለት ነው ለዛ negative 3 over 5 squared that is 9 over 25 plus cos squared theta is equals to 1 which implies that cos squared theta is equals to 1 minus 9 over 25 which implies that cos squared theta is equals to 16 over 25 which implies that cosine of theta is equals to the square root of 16 over 25 which is 4 over 5 ማለት ነው okay ለዛ cosine of theta አወቅን cosine of theta 4 over 5 ከሆነ sec theta ደግሞ 1 over cosine of theta ነው right ለዛ 1 over cosine of theta ለዛ የ4 over 5 reciprocal ስንወስድ ማነው መልሱ የሚሆነው ማለት 5 over 4 ነው ማለት ነው ለዛ መልሱ ማን ይሆናል 5 over 4 the answer is C አምስተኛ if ABCD is a parallelogram and P is a midpoint of AB of the line segment AB and Q is a midpoint of the line segment CD then which of the following is not necessarily true okay ለዛ አምስተኛ ጥያቄ ስንሰራ እሺ ምንድነው የሚለው አይ ABCD ያው parallelogram ነው ለዛ መጀመሪያ parallelogram እንሰራለን እንግዲህ parallelogram it is a quadrilateral that whose opposite sides are parallel okay it is a parallelogram with P a midpoint of the line segment AB ነው የሚለው P is a midpoint of the line segment AB ለዛ P እዚች ጋር ነች ማለት ነው okay it is a midpoint of the line segment AB and Q it is a midpoint of the line segment CD Q it is a midpoint of the line segment CD እቺ ነች ደግሞ Q okay then which of the following is not necessarily true okay now true ያልሆነው ነው እሺ ኤን ማለት APCQ is a rhombus okay APCQ የትኛው ነው APCQ C ማለት እሺ APCQ ማለት ይሄ ማለት ነው እንግዲህ እና APCQ rhombus ነው የሚለው ይሄ true ነው false well rhombus ለመሆን equilateral መሆን አለበት right rhombus ለመባል all sides need to be equal okay we are not sure whether A is true or not okay ለዛ እንደዚህ ሲሆን እንተውና ወደሚቀጥለው እንሂድ APCD it is a trapezium እስቲ ይሄ true ነው ወይስ false ነው አሁን እኛ የምንፈልገው not necessarily true የሆነውን የትራፒዝም ዴፊኒሽን ምን ነበረ? It is a special type of quadrilateral, right? It needs to be four-sided figure. Trapezium ለመባል four-sided figure ነው መሆን ያለበት እና in which exactly one pair of opposite sides are parallel. Okay? ለዛ አንድ parallel side ብቻ ነው opposite side ብቻ ነው መኖር ያለበት። ለዛ okay, APCD ስንመለከት AP the line segment AP it is parallel to the line segment CD. Okay? ለምን? Since in a parallelogram opposite sides are parallel. Okay? ለዛ APCD it is a trapezium ማለት ነው። ለምን? four sided figure ነው እና ደግሞ አንድ parallel side ደግሞ አለው እና ካለ ምንም ጥርጥር ደግሞ AD እና PC they're not parallel ምንም ጥያቄ የለውም። ለዛ B ትክክል ነው ማለት ነው። Okay? B it is necessarily true. Okay? It needs to be necessarily true. Therefore it is not an answer. C ብንመለከት the line segment AQ is congruent to the line segment PC. Okay? AQ ማን ነው? AQ ማለት ይሄ ነው። Okay? AQ እና ፒሲ ደግሞ ይሄ ነው። ከዛ እነሱ ኮንግረንት ናቸው ነው የሚለው። well ኮንግረንት ሊሆኑ ይችላሉ ላይሆኑም ይችላሉ እንግዲህ actually they are congruent, right? because AQ እና PC they are congruent. ለምን? okay, in a parallelogram opposite sides have equal lengths. ለዛ the line segment AD it is equal in length to the line segment BC. okay? በጣም ጥሩ። ሌላ ደግሞ AP PB CQ እና QD እኩል ናቸው። እነዚህ አራቱ እኩል ናቸው። ለዛ also in a parallelogram opposite angles are congruent, right? ለዛ አንግል B እና አንግል D እኩል ናቸው። ለዛ አሁን ምን ሆነ ማለት ሳይድ አንግል ሳይድ መጠቀም እንችላለን ማለት ነው። for triangle PBC it is congruent to the triangle ADQ. ኦኬ ለዛ እነዚህ ትራያንግሎች እኩል ስለሆኑ ሁሉም ሌንግዛቸውም እኩል ነው። የሁሉም ሌንግዛቸው እኩል። ለዛ AQ the line segment AQ ከማን ጋር እኩል መሆን አለበት? it needs to be equals to the line segment PC ማለት ነው። the line segment PC ለዛ AQ እና PC they are always congruent ማለት ነው። therefore AQ is congruent to PC የሚለው it is necessarily true always. ኦኬ ዲ ደግሞ የሚለን ትራያንግል ADQ ከማን ጋር ኮንግረንት ነው? ከትራያንግል CBP። እኛ ደግሞ PBC ነበር ያልነው። ለዛ እኛ የነገርነውን ፋክት ነው ደግሞ የነገረን። ለዛ we also know that this is also necessarily true. therefore since B, C, D are necessarily true A ነው መልሱ ማለት ነው። ኦኬ ምንም አማራጭ የለም። ኦኬ ስድስተኛውን ጥያቄ እንሞክር። a regular pyramid has a hexagonal base. ኦኬ ለዛ ቤዙ ምን አይነት ነው? ሄክሳጎናል ነው። ኦኬ ለዛ ሄክሳጎናል ሲባል ያው ሲክስ ሳይድድ ፊገር ነው በጭንቅላታችን ውስጥ መምጣት ያለበት። ለዛ ብንስለው ምንድነው ሲክስ ሳይድድ ፊገር እንደዚህ ነው እንግዲህ ባለ ስድስት ጎን then since it's a pyramid there is a single point and ከሁሉም ቨርቴክሶቹ እየሄዱ ከዛች ፖይንት ጋር ማገናኘት ነው። okay now this is a regular pyramid with a hexagonal base. Okay, whose side length is 12 centimeters. Okay, that's side length 12 centimeters ነው ማለት ነው። since it's a regular እንግዲህ እያንዳንዱ ሳይዶች እኩል ናቸው። ይሄ ከዚህ ጋር እኩል ነው። ሁሉም 12 ሴንቲሜትር ነው። እነዚህ እንዳለ they are equal. Okay, the base the side length. Now what is the lateral surface area of the pyramid in square centimeters if the length of each lateral edge is 10 centimeters? Okay, ለዛ የላተራል ኤጁ ደግሞ ስንት ነው? 10 ሴንቲሜትር ነው። ኦኬ በጣም ጥሩ። እነዛ የተጠየቅነው ምንድነው? ላተራል ሰርፌስ ኤሪያው ነው። አንዷን ትራያንግል እንመልከታለሽ። ቤዝ ውስጥ ባለ ስድስት ሳይድ ስለሆነ ስድስት ትራያንግሎች ነው ያሉት። ኦኬ ፒራሚዱ ላይ ማለት ነው። ለዛ አንዷን ትራያንግል መርጠን ብናያት ምን አይነት ነው የምትሆነው? ቤዟ ባለ 12 ሴንቲሜትር ነው የምትሆነው። ላተራል ኤጇ ደግሞ ባለ 10 ሴንቲሜትር ነው የሚሆነው ማለት ነው። ኦኬ ሁለቱም 10 ሴንቲሜትር ነው የሚሆነው። እሺ ለዛ አሁን የዚችን ትራያንግል ኤሪያ ካወቅን በስድስት ማባዛት ነው። ኦኬ ለምን ስድስት ትራያንግሎች ስላሉ ማለት ነው። ላተራል ሰርፌስ ኤሪያ የሚባለው እሱ ነው። ኦኬ ይሄኛው ትራያንግል ምን አይነት ትራያንግል ነው? ሰናይ አይሶስለስ ትራያንግል። ኦኬ አይሶስለስ ትራያንግል ነው። ለዛ ይሄ ሃይቱ it is a perpendicular bisector ማለት ነው። Okay, let's name this triangle ABC. Okay, now if you consider triangle ABC, it's what kind of triangle? It is a right angle triangle. Okay, now since it's a right angle triangle, Pythagoras theorem works, right? A squared 6 squared plus h squared ከማን ጋር እኩል መሆን አለበት? ከ10 squared ጋር እኩል መሆን አለበት since 10 is the length of the hypotenuse. that's 6 squared ያው 36 plus h squared is equals to 10 squared ያው 100 ነው, which implies h squared is equals to 100 ሲቀነስ 36 ማለት ነው. ሲቀነስ 36 okay ለዛ which implies that h squared ስንት ነው? 64 ነው ማለት ነው. which implies h is 8. okay, h 8 centimeter ነው. I can calculate the area of triangle ABC. Okay, what is the area of triangle ABC? The area of triangle ABC, that is equals to 1 over 2. The base, what is the base? It is 6 centimeters. BC ማለት ነው times height. What is the height? The height is 8 centimeters. እሱ ስንት ይሆናል? በሁለት 1 በሁለት 4 6 ሲባዛ በ4 24 24 centimeters squared ይሆናል ማለት ነው. That is the area of triangle ABC. Triangle ABC እንግዲህ it's half of the isosceles triangle. okay, እኛ የምንፈልገው እዚህ ደግሞ D አለ, ABD triangle ABD ደግሞ አለ. እሱ ደግሞ basically a copy identical to triangle ABC. Therefore the area of the whole triangle ADC, okay, triangle ADC of the whole triangle, it would be twice of triangle at the area of triangle ABC, okay, which is 24 centimeters squared, which will be 48 centimeters squared. በጣም ጥሩ. ለዛ አሁን የአንዱን ትራያንግል ብቻ ነው ኤሪያ ካልኩሌት ያደረግነው. 6 ትራያንግሎች ነው ግን ያሉት. ኦኬ ላተራል ሰርፌስ ኤሪያውን ለማግኘት እንደገና ይሄንን በ6 ማባዛት አለብን. ኦኬ 6 times the area of triangle ADC is what we are looking for. This is the lateral surface area. Lateral surface area. Therefore, is equal to 6 times area of triangle ADC, that is 48 centimeters squared, which is equals to 48 ሲባዛ በ6 ከዛ 288 ሴንቲሜትር ስኩዌርድ ነው ማለት ነው መልሱ የሚሆነው. okay, therefore the answer is what? The answer is B, ladies and gentlemen. okay, ሰባተኛ, the object shown in the figure below, it is made of wood. okay, its top cover is a solid hemisphere and its bottom is a cylinder. It is a cylinder of base diameter 6 centimeters and height of 12 centimeters. okay, ለዛ ቶፕ ከቨሩ እንግዲህ ሶሊድ ሄሚስፌር ነው. ኦኬ ሄሚስፌር ማለት ያው የስፌር ግማሽ ማለት ነው, ተቆርጦ ግማሹ ላይ. ኦኬ and its bottom is a cylinder of base diameter 6 centimeters. ለዛ የሲሊንደሩ ዳያሜተር ስንት ነው? 6 ሴንቲሜትር ነው ማለት ነው. ለዛ ይሄ የዚህ ርቀት እቺ ሴንተሯ ብትሆን የዚህ ርቀት AB ብለው. ኦኬ the length of the line segment AB ስንት ነው? 6 centimeter ነው ማለት ነው. it is the diameter. okay, and the height of the cylinder ደግሞ 12 centimeter ነው. ለዛ ከዚህ እስከዚህ ድረስ ያለው ርቀት ስንት ነው? 12 centimeter ነው. h is equals to 12 centimeter. This is the height of the cylinder. Now from the bottom of the cylindrical part, a right circular cone of height 8 centimeters is cut off. okay, ለዛ ደግሞ ሌላ ኮን ደግሞ ተቆረጠ ከሲሊንደር ውስጥ ማለት ነው. ይችኛው ኮን በነጠብጣብ የተሳለችው the height of the cone h ሲል ብለው እሱ ስንት ነው? እሱ ደግሞ 8 ሴንቲሜትር ነው. ኦኬ የሃይቱ ማለት ነው. ኦኬ ለዛ ጥያቄው thus what is the volume of the solid in cubic centimeters? okay, the volume of the solid in cubic centimeters. ምንድነው የምናደርገው? የሲሊንደሩ መጀመሪያ ቮሊዩም እንፈልጋለን, ከዛ የሄሚስፌሩን ቮሊዩም እንፈልጋለን, እንደምራቸዋለን. ከዛ ሲቀነስ እናረግና ያው ኮኑ ተቆርጦ ስለወጣ እንቀንሰዋለን ማለት ነው. የቮሊዩም ኦፍ ዘ ኮንን እንቀንሰዋለን. ኦኬ ለዛ አንሰራችን የሚሆነው the volume ወይም the volume of the solid in cubic centimeters, volume የሚሆነው it will be equals to the volume of the hemisphere plus the volume of the cylinder minus the volume of the cone ማለት ነው. now volume of a sphere መጀመሪያ እናውጣ. ኦኬ እንዴት ነው? what is volume of a sphere? the volume of a sphere ፎርሙላው 4 over 3 pi r cubed ነው አይደለ? እሺ አሁን ግን since it is a hemisphere የዚህ ግማሽ ነው የሚሆነው። that's the volume of a hemisphere. The volume of a hemisphere, it would be half of this. Okay, 1 over half of 4 over 3 pi r cubed ማለት ነው, which would be 2 over 3 pi r cubed. Okay, it should be 2 over 3 pi. So what is the radius of the hemisphere? well AB 6 ሴንቲሜትር ነው። ለዛ ዳያሜትሩ ተነግሮ ነበር 6 ሴንቲሜትር። ለዛ እቺ ስንት ነው የምትሆነው ማለት ነው? እቺ 3 ሴንቲሜትር ነው የምትሆነው ማለት ነው። half of the diameter is the radius. ለዛ r 3 ሴንቲሜትር ነች የምትሆነው ማለት ነው። እቺን ኪዩብ ነው ማድረጋት። ለዛ ስንት ነው የሚሆነው? 2 over 3 pi 3 to the power of 3, that is 27 ሴንቲሜትር ኪዩብ። ከዛ በ3 1 በ3 9 9 ሲባዛ በ2 18 pi centimeter cubed ነው የሚሆነው ማለት ነው። that is the volume of the hemisphere. እሺ now what is the volume of the cylinder? okay, the volume of cylinder, the volume of the cylinder ደግሞ area of the base times height ነው. okay, that is how we calculate the area, the volume of a cylinder. So what is the area of the base? Since it is a circle, it is pi r squared. okay, since it is a circle, it is pi r squared times height h. So pi, so what is the radius of the cylinder? The radius of the cylinder የሚያው ነው 3 ነው የሚሆነው 3 ሴንቲሜትር ነው የሚሆነው። ኦኬ ለምን ዳያሜትሩ 6 ስለሆነ 3 ሴንቲሜትር ይሆናል። ከዛ 3 ሴንቲሜትር ስኩዌርድ ሃይቱስ የቮሊዩሙ the volume of the cylinder ሃይቱ የሲሊንደሩ ሃይት 12 ሴንቲሜትር ነው የሲሊንደሩ ሃይት ከዛ 12 ሴንቲሜትር ጨምራለሁ ማለት ነው እዚህ ጋር which is equals to pi 3 centimeter squared, that would be 9 centimeter squared ሲባዛ በ12 ሴንቲሜትር ማለት ነው which will be equals to 12 ሲባዛ በ9 108 pi centimeter cubed ነው የሚሆነው ማለት ነው። this is the volume of the cylinder. በጣም ጥሩ። አሁን ደግሞ we also need the volume of the cone. okay, the volume of the cone. So what is the volume of the cone? well, it is 1 over 3 pi r squared times height. Now it is 1 over 3 pi. What is the radius of the cone? The radius of the cone, it is 3 centimeters. Yes, therefore it is 3 centimeters. So square narragan times the height. What is the height of the cone? The height of the cone, it is given here as 8 centimeters. Don't forget, that's 8 centimeters, which is equals to 1 over 3 pi 3 square, that would be 9 centimeters squared, 8 centimeters. በ3 1 በ3 3 8 ሲባዛ በ3 24 24 ፓይ ሴንቲሜትር ኪዩብድ ማለት ነው። ጨረሰን። አሁን የሶስቱንም የምንፈልጋቸውን ቮሊዩሞች ስላገኘን ዋናው እኛ የምንፈልገው volume of the required region, okay, the volume of the required region or body ማለት እንችላለን ችግር የለውም, which is equal to area, the volume of the hemisphere. What is that volume of the hemisphere? It is the volume of the hemisphere, it is 18 pi centimeter cube. okay, like 18 pi centimeter cube plus the volume of the cylinder. What is it? It is 108 pi centimeter cube, 108 pi centimeter cube minus the volume of the cone, which is 24 pi centimeter cube, 24 pi centimeter cube. በጣም ጥሩ። ከዛ መደመር ነው 108 ሲደመር 18 126 ፓይ ሴንቲሜትር ኪዩብ ማይነስ 24 ፓይ ሴንቲሜትር ኪዩብ which is equals to 126 ሲቀነስ 24 102 ፓይ ሴንቲሜትር ኪዩብ ይሆናል ማለት ነው መልሱ። ኦኬ 102 ፓይ ነው የሚሆነው። ለዛ እዚህ ውስጥ መልሱ ማለት ዲ ነው ማለት ነው የሚሆነው 102 ፓይ ኢን ኪዩቢክ ሴንቲሜትር ተጽፏል። ኦኬ ስምንተኛ ምን ይላል? ስምንተኛ if the truth value of p is true. okay, then which of the following compound propositions has a truth value true for any proposition q? ለዛ truth value of p true ነው። okay, ለዛ the p true ነው p true ነው። then which of the following compound propositions has a truth value true for any proposition q? okay, so q, it can be either true or false. okay, it can be true or it can also be false. ግን አሁን እኛ የምንፈልገው for any proposition q the compound proposition ሁሌ true የሚሆነው ነው። okay which of the following compound propositions has a truth value true እሺ ለዛ ኤን እንመልከት እስቲ ሁሌ true ነው ይሄ ብናየው okay p true ነው okay p true ነው q it can be true or false and አለ ከዛ negation of p ነው negation okay p true ስለሆነ negation of p false ነው okay ለዛ p implies q it can be whatever true false ሊሆን ይችላል ግን and false ስለሆነ this will always be false okay ለዛ እኛ ግን የምንፈልገው always true እንደሆነ therefore a is not an answer a is definitely not an answer b ብንመለከት ደግሞ p and the negation of p and q ነው የሚለው okay ለዛ p it is true definitely negation of p it is false true and false that is false okay so this thing is false so if this is false this will always be false okay q true and false it will always be false therefore b is definitely not an answer because we want the compound proposition to be always true regardless of the truth value of q okay p true now negation of p c ላይ ነው ያለው p true now negation of p ያው false ነው የሚሆነው q true false ሊሆን ይችላል okay ግን እዚህ ጋር n ስለሆነ ይሄኛው ሁሌ ምንድነው ይሄ it will always be false ማለት ነው okay እና ይሄ ደግሞ እዚህ ያለው implication ነው as implication ላይ if the precedent እና consequent እና precedent to false ከሆነ the whole proposition it will always be true because false implies true it is true false implies false it is true therefore c is the answer ማለት ነው okay c is the answer that we're looking for እሺ ዘጠነኛ ጥያቄ ገባን which of the following functions is one to one አንድ function እንግዲህ can be one to one ሊሆን ይችላል on to ሊሆን ይችላል ወይም one to one correspondence ሊሆን ይችላል okay አሁን እዚህ ጋር ተጠየቀን ያለ ነው one to one ብቻ ከተባለ ያው injection ነው okay to one ማለት injection ማለት ነው okay አንድ function መቼ ነው one to one የምንለው ወይ አንድ function one if we call f the function f one to one if f of a is equals to f of b implies that a is equals to b okay ወይም የዚህ ኮንትራፖዚቲቭ ስንወስደው a different from b ከሆነ የተለያዩ a እና b assuming that a and b come from the domain of the function f and if they are different then their images will also be different f of a will be different from f of b ለዛ እሺ a እንመልከት a satisfy ያደርጋል f is equals to x, y where y is the mother of x okay let's say x እና y ወንድማማቾች ናቸው እንበል okay f ለዛ they have the same mother ማለት ነው f of x የx እና y ወንድማማቾች ከሆኑ z ደግሞ ማዘራቸው ከሆነች እንግዲህ የx ማዘር z ነች የy ማዘርም z ነው ለዛ f of x ማን ነው z ነው okay f of y ማን ነው z ነው therefore x and y they are different people but x is different from y but f of x is not different from f of y therefore a is not an answer a is not injective ማለት ነው a መልስ አይደለም እሺ b እንመልከት b ደግሞ the function is from the set of real number to the set of real number and f of x also x squared minus 1 now is this function one to one well it is not one to one why because we can plug in f of negative 1 okay f of negative 1 and it is negative 1 squared minus 1 which will be 1 minus 1 which will be 0 which would also be equal to f of 1 okay negative 1 and 1 they are different numbers but they are sent to the same number with 0 in the range ማለት ነው therefore this is also not an answer c ብንመለከት ዶሜኑ from 0, infinity ነው positive real number ማለት ነው to the set of real numbers okay and f of x equals to absolute value of x minus 1 ይሄም it is not injective because if I actually this is actually injective why because what is the domain of the function f it is 0, infinity right let's take x an element of 0, infinity okay this implies that x is greater than 0 right so if x is greater than 0 this implies that absolute value of x is simply x right ለዛ absolute value of x minus 1 absolute value of x minus 1, it would simply be x minus 1 ማለት ነው። ለዛ which is equals to f of x ለዛ x minus 1 ደግሞ it is a linear function and we know that linear functions they are injective, they're one to one. Okay, in fact we can even prove this. We can say that f of a, let's assume that f of a is equals to f of b, and we can arrive at the conclusion that a is equals to b, which implies that absolute value of a minus 1 is equals to absolute value of b minus 1, which implies minus 1 ይጠፋል, absolute value of a is equals to absolute value of b. But since both a and b are positive numbers because of the domain of the function f, a would be equal to b. Okay, therefore the function f is injective or one to one. D ብንመለከት ይሄ ደግሞ not injective. Why? Because of this. እቺን ነው ማለት አለበት 1.5 እና 6.5 ነው ማለት አለበት። D ላይ f of 1 ያ d f ነው እየወሰድኩ ያሉት f of 1 5 ነው አለ። እሺ ጥሩ። f of 6 እንትን f of 6ም according to D 5 ነው። 1 and 6 are different numbers but their evaluation ግን 5 ነው። ለዛ this is not injective. This is not injective or it is not one to one. Therefore the answer is C ማለት ነው ለዘጠነኛው ጥያቄ። በጣም ጥሩ። እሺ አስረኛ ገባን። ኦኬ ይሄ ነው የተሰጠን እንግዲህ ይሄ ኢኳሊቲ ተሰጥቶናል። then what are the values of a b and c ነው የተጠየቀው። ኦኬ ያው left side of the inequality ብንመለከት it is a rational function, right? rational function ነው የምንለው rational function, it is a ratio of two polynomials. on the right side ደግሞ ስንመለከት ያው የመጀመሪያው x plus 2 denominator አለ ከዛ x minus 1 ከዛ x minus 1 square. So this is what it's trying to do is rational fraction decomposition ማለት ነው። እና ጠየቀው a b እና c ማን ናቸው ነው። ለዛ ይሄን ጥያቄ ስንሰራ ራይት ሃንድ ሳይድ ላይ ያሉትን ነው የምንደምረው። ኦኬ ከዛ ኒውመሬተሩን መውሰድ ነው። እሺ መጀመሪያ ራይት ሃንድ ሳይድ ላይ ያሉትን እንደምራቸው። እሺ ስንደምራቸው ሊስት ኮመን መልቲፕሉን ነው የምንወስደው የዲኖሚኔተሮቹ ማለት እዚህ x plus 2 አለ x minus 1 አለ x minus 1 አለ እና x minus 1 ስኩዌርድ አለ። ለዛ የዚህን ዲኖሚኔተሮች ብንወስዳቸው ማን ነው የሚሆነው x plus 2 times x minus 1 ስኩዌርድ ነው የሚሆነው ማለት ነው። ለዛ x plus 2 ሲባዛ x minus 1 so whole squared። በጣም ጥሩ። ከዛ ይሄንን x plus 2 times x minus 1 the whole squared በማን እናካፍሏለን? በx plus 2 እናካፍሏለን። ማን ይመጣል? x minus 1 squared ይሆናል። ከዛ ማን ይሆናል? a times x minus 1 squared plus b times x plus 2 ሲባዛ በx minus 1 plus b times x plus 2 ይሆናል ማለት ነው። this is the left hand side. okay ምንም አላደረኩም ይሄንን ደመርኩት ልክ እንደ ፍራክሽን እንደምደምረው ማለት ነው። ከዛ this is equals to the right hand side. What was the right hand side? It was x plus 2 times x minus 1 squared and the numerator is x squared plus 14. Okay, now both the left hand side and the right hand side they have the same denominator which is x plus 2 times x minus 1 squared. Okay, ለዛ ዲኖሚኔተሩን እንተውና ኒውመሬተሩ ላይ ብቻ ፎከስ እናድርግ። እሺ a times x minus 1 squared plus b times x plus 2 times x minus 1 plus c times x plus 2 is equals to x squared plus 14. በጣም ጥሩ። ለዛ አሁን ጥያቄው a b እና c ባናቸው ነው። take x to be equal to 1 left hand side ላይ ማን ይሆናል? ያው 1 minus 1 0 ነው 1 minus 1 0 ነው። ለዛ c times 1 plus 2 ያው 3 ነው is equals to on the right hand side ላይ x1 ስትሆን 1 square it's 1 plus 14 it is 15. ለዛ which implies that c is equals to 15 over 3 which is equals to 5 ማለት ነው። c 5 ነው። እሺ ለዛ እዚህ ጋር ጥያቄው የሚለው what are the values of a b and c respectively ነው የሚለው አይ respectively ስለሚል አምስት መጨረሻ የሆነው መመልከት ነው። እዚህ ውስጥ አምስት ሆነችው a ብቻ ነች። ኦኬ ለዛ a እና b ያው a ነው መልሱ ማለት ምንም ጥያቄ የለውም። መስራት ራሱ አይጠበቅብንም a እና b ግን ያው ለቼክ ለማድረግ እዚሁ እንቀጥልና እስቲ take x to be equal to -2 okay x negative 2 post የመጀመሪያው ልስተካው -2 minus 1 -3 square that is 9a plus ሁለተኛው ልስተካው -2 plus 2 0 c ላይ ስተካው እሱም 0 ነው የሚሆነው። ለዛ 0 እና ራይት ሃንድ ሳይዱ ላይ 9a ብቻ ነው ያለው ማለት ነው። እሺ ሌፍት ሃንድ ሳይዱ ላይ -2 ስተካን -2 squared that is 4. 4 plus 14, that is 18, which implies that a is equals to 18 over 9 by 9 2 ለዛ a ስንት ነው ማለት ነው? a 2 ነው። then take x is equals to 0 0 3 0 0 minus 1 negative 1 negative 1 square, that is 1 1 times a is 2, therefore we get 2 plus b አላውቅም okay ለዛ b ሲሰማ b እጽፋለሁ 0 plus 2 that is 2 0 minus 1 that is negative 1 plus c times c ስንት ነው 5 ነው 5 times 2 that is 10 which is equals to 0 squared plus 14 which is 14 okay, which implies that 2 plus negative 2b plus 10 is equals to 14, which implies negative 2b plus 12 is equals to 14, which implies that negative 2b is equals to 2, which implies that b is equals to negative 1. Okay, that b negative 1 ነው ለዛ a 2 ነው b negative 1 ነው c ስንት ነው c 5 ነው ለዛ መልሱ ማን ነው የሚሆነው ማለት ነው 2 negative 1 5, therefore the answer is a. Okay, one of the following line is true about the intercept and the symmetry of the graph of this function. Okay, መጀመሪያ ፈንክሽኑን እንመልከት እስቲ ወይ ከማንበባችን በፊት ፈንክሽኑ ምን አይነት ፈንክሽን x cubed minus 3x over x squared minus 6 አይደለም ከኒውመሬተር x ባወጣ እዚህ x squared minus 3 ማለት ነው over x squared minus 6 ደግሞ square root of 6 ደግሞ x plus square root of 6 times x minus square root of 6 ብዬ መጻፍ እችላለሁ denominator ለዛ ፈንክሽኑን ዝም ብዬ ፕሎት ባረገው ምን አይነት it would have horizontal asymptotes. vertical asymptotes at square root of 6 and negative square root of 6. ለዛ ፈንክሽኑ square root of 6 ላይ እና negative square root of 6 ላይ it would have a vertical asymptote. Okay, it would have a vertical asymptote. አሁን እዚህ ጋር b ላይ ምንድነው የሚለው its x intercepts are plus or minus square root of 6. okay, plus or minus square root of 6 x intercept ማለት when y is 0 ማለት ነው right እና ፈንክሽን የፈንክሽኑ ግራፍ x አክሲስ የሚነካበት ግን እኛ እንደምናውቀው ከሆነ እዚህ ጋር እንዳየነው ከሆነ ፈንክሽኑ square root of 6 እና negative square root of 6 መሆን አይችልም okay እነዚህ x intercept ሊሆኑ አይችሉም okay ለዛ b መልስ ሊሆን አይችልም ማለት ነው እሺ c ላይ ስንመለከት its y intercept is 3 y intercept ደግሞ when x is 0 okay as when x is 0 we can simply plug f of 0 okay f of 0 ስንት ነው 0 cubed minus 3 times 0 over 0 squared minus 6 ማለት ነው okay as the numerator would be 0 over 0 minus 6 that would be negative 6 which would be 0 as it will pass through the origin y intercept to 0 no? Therefore c is also not an answer. Okay, d ምንድነው የሚለው the graph is symmetrical with respect to the y axis አሁን a እና d ካየነው a የሚለው the graph is symmetrical with respect to the origin ነው እንግዲህ d ደግሞ it is symmetrical with respect to the y axis. okay አሁን መቼ ነው አንድ ፈንክሽን symmetrical with respect to the origin የሚሆነው መቼ ነው አንድ ፈንክሽን symmetrical with respect to the y axis የሚሆነው well እሱን ለማወቅ ያው even እና odd ፈንክሽኖች ናቸው right ፈንክሽኖች ያው ትዝ ካላችሁ even ፈንክሽኖች አሉ odd functions አሉ እና even ፈንክሽኖቹ ለምሳሌ x squared x to the power of 4 okay cosine of x እነዚህ these functions they are even functions መቼ ነው አንድ ፈንክሽን even የምንለው አንድ ፈንክሽን even የምንለው when f of negative x okay is equals to f of x ይሄን የሚያሟላ ከሆነ for all x in the domain ይሄን የሚያሟላ ከሆነ ፈንክሽኑ we call the function an even function okay አሁን x squared ብንወስድ negative x squared it is simply x squared ለዛ f of negative x ከf of x ጋር እኩል ነው ማለት ነው እና even functions ምንድነው ባህሪያቸው they are symmetrical with respect to the y axis okay አሁን ለምሳሌ x squared ብንመለከተው እንደዚህ ነው ፈንክሽኑ ለዛ it is symmetrical with respect to the y axis cosine of x ብንመለከተው እንደዚሁ ነው it would be symmetrical with respect to the y axis እሺ odd functions ላይ ደግሞ example x cubed አለ x to the power of x ራሱ it's also an odd function, you know, sine of x is also an odd function, x to the power of 7 is an odd function, okay, and so on. እና odd function የሚያስብላቸው if f of negative x is equals to negative f of x for all x in the domain of the function, okay. ይሄንን የሚያሟላ ከሆነ ፋንክሽኑ we call it an odd function. አሁን ለምሳሌ take f of x to be equals to x to the power of 3, then f of negative x, what would it be? It would be negative x to the power of 3, which would be negative x to the power of 3, okay, which would be negative f of x ማለት ነው። ከዛ it is this function x cubed is an odd function. Odd functionዎችን ካየናቸው they're symmetrical with respect to the origin, okay. አሁን ለምሳሌ x cubed ብንስለው function ነው፣ እንደዚህ አይነት function ነው። This is x cubed. Therefore odd functions they are symmetrical with respect to the origin. በጣም ጥሩ። እሺ አሁን እዚህ ጋር ፋንክሽናችን ኢቭን ነው ወይስ ኦድ ነው? አሁን በቃ f of negative x ካልኩሌት ብናደርገው negative x to the power of 3 minus 3 times negative x over negative x squared, that would be simply be x squared minus 6, okay. So this will be negative ጋራ ማውጣት እችላለሁ ከላይ x cubed minus 3x ይሆናል ማለት ነው፣ okay, over x squared minus 6 which is simply negative f of x, okay. Now this function is an odd function, okay. F is an odd function. So as we know odd function ከሆነ they are symmetrical with respect to the origin. Therefore the መልሱ ማን ነው ማለት ነው? a ነው ማለት ነው መልሱ፣ okay. Okay 12ኛ ጥያቄ consider the lines L1, okay. L1 ያው y equals to x plus 3, L2 ደግሞ 1 minus x, then the angle between L1 and L2 is what? Okay, what is the angle between line 1 and line 2? All right, okay. If you have two lines L1 and L2, and if the slope of line L1 is m1 and the slope of line L2 is m2, then the angle, okay, if እንደዚህ x y ቢኖረን ይሄ L1 ቢሆን ደግሞ ይሄኛው ደግሞ L2 ቢሆን okay, እና አንግሉ የምንለው የትኛው ነው? the angle between the two lines, this is the angle, okay, this is theta, this is one of the angles. እና ይሄ angle we can measure the angle from line 2 to line 1, okay, or we can measure the angle from line 1 to line 2, we can call this alpha, okay. One now the angle between the two lines, how is it calculated? Well, it is calculated by using the slope of the lines, right? Tan of theta is equals to m2 minus m1 over 1 plus m1 m2, okay, where m1 is the slope of line 1 and m2 is the slope of line 2. ለዛ line 1 slope ስንት ነው? m1. What is the slope of line 1? The slope of line 1 it is 2, okay. ለምን እቺ ነች 2 ስላለች the slope of line 1 it is 2. How about the slope of line 2? The slope of line 2 it is negative 3, okay. The slope of line 2 it is negative 3. Is negative 3. Therefore we can calculate tan of the angle between the two lines. m2, what is m2? It's negative 3 minus m1, it is 2 over 1 plus m1 times m2, which is 2 times negative 3, which is equals to minus 3 minus 2, that is negative 5 over 1 plus 2 times negative 3, that is negative 6, which will be negative 5 over 1 minus 6, that will be negative 5. So negative 5 over negative 5, that is 1. So the tangent of the angle theta is 1. So we know one angle that has a tangent of 1, right? What is that angle? That is 45 degrees, right? Because sine እና cosine እኩል ስለሆኑ 45 degree tangent አንድ ነው። ለዛ 45 ዲግሪ ደግሞ ስንት ነው ማለት ነው? ፓይ ኦቨር 4 ነው። ኦኬ ለዛ ቴታ ፓይ ኦቨር 4 ካለ መልስ ነው ማለት ነው። እሱ አለ ለዛ ያው ፓይ ኦቨር 4 ዲ ነው ማለት ነው መልሱ። እሺ 13ኛ the equation of the parabola with vertex b 2, -1 and focus f -1, -1 is what? እና መጀመሪያ ፖይንቶቹን እንሳላቸው። ፓራቦላው እንዴት ነው የሚከፈተው ማለት ነው? ያው የግድ በቨርቴክሱ ማለፍ ስላለበት እና ፎከሱ ደግሞ ወደ ፓራቦላው አፍ ውስጥ መሆን ስላለበት እንደዚህ ነው የሚሆነው ማለት ነው ፓራቦላው። ኦኬ ለዛ አሁን ከፎከሱ እስከ ቨርቴክሱ ያለው ሌንግዝ ያው ፎካል ሌንግዝ ነው የምንለው እና ፒ ነች ፓራቦላ ላይ። ኦኬ እናም እቺ ፒ ስንት ነች አሁን እዚህ ጋር 2 -1 ነው የምትሆነው አይደል? ለዛ 3 ነው ማለት ነው። p 3 ነው right the distance from the vertex to the focus x component ብቻ ማወዳደር ነው እነዛ ያው vertexአችን 2, -1 ነው if a parabola has vertex h, k እና p ደግሞ focal length ከሆነ right ከvertex ወደ focus ያለው ርቀት p ከሆነ then የዚህ ፓራቦላ ፎርሙላው ምንድነው የሚሆነው y minus k the whole square is equals to ፓራቦላችን it opens to the left right ለዛ -4p ሲባዛ x minus h ነው የሚሆነው ማለት ነው ኦኬ ለዛ አሁን የኛ vertex 2, -1 ነው እና focal lengthአችን ደግሞ 3 ነው ለዛ y minus k ስንት ነው k እኛ ጋር -1 ነው ለዛ -1 p plus 1 y plus 1 squared is equals to -4 times p that is 3 x minus h is 2 okay which implies y plus 1 squared is equals to -4 times 3 that's -12 ሲባዛ x minus 2 therefore this is the equation of the parabola y plus 1 squared is equals to -12 ሲባዛ x minus 2 therefore the answer is c ማለት ነው okay 14ኛው ጥያቄ what is the equation of the hyperbola with foci -2, 1 and 8, 1 and the length of the conjugate axis is 8 units አሁን የተጠየቅነው 14ኛው ላይ equation of the hyperbola okay the equation of the hyperbola with foci ተሰጥቶናል ሁለት ፎካዮች አሉት -2, 1 እና 8, 1 okay ያው መጀመሪያ እንሳላቸው ፎካዮቹን -2, 1 now these are the foci of the hyperbola okay -2, 1 yeah, it is f1 and 8, 1 it is f2 okay እና ሌላ ደግሞ የተነገረን the length of the conjugate axis it is 8 units ነው ተብለናል ሃይፐርቦላ ዝም ብለን ስኬች ብናደርገው ምን አይነት ሃይፐርቦላ ነው የሚሆነው ማለት ነው አኩሬት አይደለም ግን ያው ስኬች ለማድረግ እንደዚህ አይነት ሃይፐርቦላ ነው የሚሆነው ማለት ነው ኦኬ እና እዚህ ጋር ያሉት ደግሞ they would be the vertices of the hyperbola ኦኬ እና length of the conjugate axis ደግሞ ከዚህ ጋር የተሰጠን 8 ዩኒት መሆኑን እናውቃለን ኦኬ length of the conjugate axis 8 ነው ለዛ የኮንጁጌት አክሲስ ሌንግሱ 2b እንደሆነ እናውቃለን right እሱ ከማን ጋር እኩል ነው 8 ተብሏል ለዛ b ስንት ነው b 4 ዩኒትስ ነው ማለት ነው ኦኬ b 4 ዩኒትስ ነው እሺ ሴንተር ውስጥ የሃይፐርቦላው ሴንተር ደግሞ ያው ፎከሶቹን ስለምናውቃቸው we can simply take the midpoint of the focus right ለዛ the center of the hyperbola ማን ነው የሚሆነው ፎከሶቹ ያው -2 + 8 / 2 እና 1 + 1 / 2 ኦኬ 3, 1 ኦኬ ለዛ the center of the hyperbola is 3, 1 ኦኬ ለዛ እቺ ነች ማለት ነው ሴንተሩ ኦኬ 3, 1 is the center of the hyperbola I just took the midpoint of the focus እሺ አሁን ትራንስቨርስ አክሲስ እና ኮንጁጌት አክሲስ ይባላል ሃይፐርቦላ ላይ ኦኬ እና ሌላ ደግሞ መጨመር የምፈልገው ነገር እዚህ ጋር ቨርቴክሶቹ አሉ አይ እዚህ v1 አለች እነዚህ ደግሞ v2 አለ እና ትራንስቨርስ አክሲስ የምንለው the line segment v1 v2 ማለት ነው okay that is what we call the transverse axis therefore this is a transverse axis okay v1 v2 is a transverse axis ኦኬ ኮንጁጌት አክሲስ ደግሞ የሚባለው በትራንስቨርስ አክሲሱ ፐርፔንዲኩላር የሆነና በሴንተሩ የሚያልፍ ማለት ነው ኦኬ ይሄኛው ደግሞ አሁን ያሳልኩት this that is the conjugate axis okay this is the conjugate axis and this is the transverse axis a ደግሞ የምንላት ከሴንተሩ እስከ ቨርቴክሱ ያለው ርቀት ነው ይሄ የምንለው ኦኬ c ደግሞ የምንለው ከሴንተሩ እስከ ፎከሱ ያለው ርቀት ነው ለዛ ከሴንተሩ እስከ ፎከሱ ያለው ርቀት ስንት ነው ያው 8 ሲቀነስ 3 5 ነው ማለት ነው ኦኬ ስለዛ እሱ c ነው a ማን እንደሆነ አላውቅም c ግን ስንት እንደሆነ አወቅ c 5 ነው ኦኬ c ደግሞ 5 ነው plus a squared plus b squared ደግሞ ከc squared ጋር እኩል መሆኑን አውቃለሁ ኦኬ a ምንድነው ከሴንተሩ እስከ ቨርቴክሱ ያለው ርቀት ነው c ከሴንተሩ እስከ ፎከሱ b ደግሞ half of the length of the conjugate axis እሺ ለዛ a ስንት ነው a አላውቅም b ስንት ነው b 4 ነው ለዛ 4 ስኩዌር 16 c 5 ነው c ስኩዌር ታደርገው 25 which implies that a squared is equals to 25 minus 16 which is 9 okay which implies that a is equals to square root of 9 which is 3 therefore a 3 ነው ማለት ነው a 3 ነው b ደግሞ 4 ነው እሺ ሴንተሩ ማን ነው ሴንተሩ 3.1 ለዛ አሁን equation of the hyperbola መጻፍ እንችላለን okay አሁን ትራንስቨርስ አክሲሱ ሆሪዞንታል ስለሆነ x ፖዚቲቭ ነው ማለት ነው ለዛ x minus center of the hyperbola 3.1 ነው ለዛ x minus 3 the whole squared over a squared a ስንት ነው a 3 ነው ለዛ ስኩዌር ስናደርገው over 9 minus okay minus y minus center of the hyperbola 3.1 ስለሆነ y component 1 ነው y minus 1 squared over b squared what is b b is 4 therefore 4 squared that is 16 this is equals to 1 therefore this is the equation of the hyperbola ማለት ነው አሁን ግን ይሄንን ብንፈልገው እዚህ ውስጥ የለም ኦኬ x minus 3 the whole squared over 9 የለም እዚህ x minus 3 the whole squared over 25 ነው እዚህ ደግሞ x minus 3 the whole squared over 16 ነው ለዛ እነዚህ ሁለቱም መልስ ሊሆኑ አይችሉም እዚህ ጋር የሚገርማችሁ ነገር መልሱ አላስቀመጡትም ግን መልሱ ትክክል ነው የኛ መልስ ትክክል ነው ይሄ ነው this is the equation of the hyperbola this is the correct answer ግን መልሱ ግን የለም ኤም ቢም ሲ ዲ ማለት ነው ለዛ ግን እንደሰነጠየ ሲመጣ አንጁን ይላችሁ ማለት ነው ብዙ ሰዓት አትፍጩበት what is the area of a regular hexagon okay regular hexagon it is a six-sided figure inscribed in a circle it is inscribed in a circle of radius 6 centimeters ሄክሳጎኑ እንግዲህ ሰርክል ውስጥ ነው ያለው ለዛ መጀመሪያ ሰርክሉን እንሳለው ኦኬ ሰርክሉን እንሳለው ይሄው ሰርክሉ እና ሰርክሉ ውስጥ ደግሞ ምንድነው ያለው ሄክሳጎን ያለው ለዛ ሄክሳጎን ደግሞ አስይወሎ it is a six-sided figure ለዛ six-sided 1 2 3 4 5 6 okay this is a six-sided figure therefore it is a hexagon regular ደግሞ ከተባለ ሁሉም ሳይዶቹ ምንድናቸው እኩል ናቸው ማለት ነው የስድስቱም ሳይዶች they have the same length ማለት ነው all right okay the radius of the circle it is 6 cm ለዛ ከዚህ ርቀት ያለው ስንት ነው 6 cm ነው ማለት ነው ከዚህ ያለው ርቀት ስንት ነው 6 cm ነው ማለት ነው okay lengthዋቸው l ማለት እንችላለን l ስድስቱም ሳይዶች they have the same length ስላለን 6 l ይኖረናል እና ስንት ትራያንግሎች ናቸው የሚኖሩት ማለት ነው እዚህ 6 ትራያንግሎች ናቸው የሚኖሩት ኦኬ 6 ትራያንግሎች መስራት እንችላለን this is triangle number 1 triangle number 2 triangle number 3 4 5 and 6 okay there are 6 triangles ስለዚህ የአንዱን ትራያንግል ኤሪያ ካወቅን በ6 ብቻ ማባዛት ነው የሚጠበቀው because they are the same triangles እቺኛን ሴንተሯን a ብላት ኦኬ እቺኛን b እቺኛን c ብላት we can consider triangle ABC ማለት ነው ኦኬ እና ሌላ ደግሞ የምናውቀው ነገር አለ ምንድነው እነዚህ አንግሎች እዚህ ጋር ያሉት አንግሎች እንዳለ ተደምረው 360 መሆኑን እናውቃለን ኦኬ ለዛ እቺ አንዷን አንግል እቺ ቴታ ብላት ኦኬ እና ሁሉም አንግል ደግሞ ቴታ ነው የሚሆነው ኦኬ ለዛ 6 ቴታ because we have 6 angles is equals to 360 degree ማለት ነው which implies that theta is equals to 360 ሲካፈል ለ6 which is 60 degree ማለት ነው that theta 60 degree ነች okay triangle ABC ብንስለው ምንድነው የሚሆነው this is triangle ABC triangle ABC angle A ስንት ነው theta ነው which is 60 degree እቺ 60 degree መሆኑን እናውቃለን ሌላ ደግሞ የምናውቀው ከA እስከ B ያለው ርቀት 6 ነው ከA እስከ C እንደዛው ስለዛ ከA እስከ B ያለው 6 cm ከA እስከ C ያለው 6 cm ነው እሺ ከB እስከ C ደግሞ ያው ይሄ L ነው what kind of triangle is this this is an isosceles triangle okay this is an isosceles triangle and this angle if we call it theta this is also angle theta ማለት ነው now if we draw the perpendicular bisector from A to the line segment BC and if we call this point D it will be perpendicular bisector ስለሆነ እቺ ያው 90 ዲግሪ ነው የምትሰራው ማለት ነው ኦኬ እና ይሄንንም አንጉሉንም ባይሴክት ያደርጋል ለዛ እቺ 30 ዲግሪ ነች ማለት ነው በጣም ጥሩ ለዛ ከዲ እስከ ሲ ደግሞ ያለው ርቀት L/2 ነው ከቢ እስከ ዲ ያለው ርቀት L/2 ነው ይሄ ከኤ እስከ ዲ ደግሞ ያለው ርቀት ኤች ብለው ኦኬ አሁን ወደ ትሪግኖሜትሪ ማምጣት ነው። ኮሳይን ኦፍ 30 ዲግሪ ስንት ነው? Cosine of 30 it is adjacent over hypotenuse. So what is the adjacent? The adjacent is h over the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is 6 centimeters, which implies cosine of 30 it is root 3 over 2. Okay, just to h over 6 centimeters, which implies that h is equals to 6 times root 3 over 2 centimeters, which implies that h is equals to 3 root 3 centimeter ማለት ነው። h 3 root 3 centimeter ነው። ኦኬ h ታገኛ። እሺ ሳይን ኦፍ 30 ሳይን ኦፍ 30 ዲግሪ ደግሞ h is equals to 1 over 2 ጥያቄ የለውም which is equals to opposite. What is opposite? The opposite is L over 2 over the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is 6 centimeters. So which implies multiply both sides by 6 we get 1 over 2 times 6 is equals to L over 2 ማለት ነው, which is 3 is equals to L over 2, which implies that L is equals to 6 ማለት ነው. L 6 ሴንቲሜትር ሆኖ ታገኘ። L 6 ሴንቲሜትር ከሆነ we can calculate the area of triangle ABC. Okay, the area of triangle ABC is equals to 1 over 2. What is the base? The base is L, which is 6 centimeters times the height. The height is h, which is 3 root 3 centimeters, right? 3 root 3 centimeters. So በሁለት 3 times 3 that would be 9 root 3 centimeters. This is only the area of triangle ABC. ግን ምን ስንት አሉ? እንደ triangle ABC ስንት አይነት ትራያንግሎች አሉ? 6 አሉ። Okay, ለዛ the area of the hexagon it would be 6 times the area of triangle ABC. Okay, which is 6 times the area of triangle ABC. It is 9 times the square root of 3 centimeters, which would be 54 root 3 centimeter squared. Actually, this centimeter squared ነበር መሆን የነበረበት አስተካክሉት። 54 root 3 centimeter squared ነው። 54 root 3 የሚል መልስ አለ። ለዛ መልሱ ሲ ነው ማለት ነው። 16ኛው which of the following defines a prime number? Oh, prime number. A prime number is a number that is only divisible by 1 in itself. No other it does not have any other factors. ለዛ a ምን ይላል? It is a number whose only factor is itself. No, one is also one is also a factor for the number. Okay, b it is a number that has only 2 positive factors. Yes, that has only 2 positive factors. What are they? 1 and itself. So b is an answer. How about c? It is a number whose only factor is 1. That is not correct because the number itself is also a factor for itself. D, it is a number that has more than 2 positive factors. If that is the case, then we call the number a composite number, not a prime number. Therefore, the answer is B. 17ኛ which of the following rational numbers is written in standard form? Okay, standard form የምንለው if the number if it is expressed in as a decimal number between 1 and 10 multiplied by a power of 10, then we call it a standard form. አሁን a ብንመለከተው 5 times 10 to the power of 5 አሁን it is in standard form. 18ኛው what is the value of x in the equation this? ይሄ ነው እንግዲህ 18ኛ ጥያቄ እና ይሄ ነው ኢኩዌሽኑ የተሰጠን። ለዛ ኤክስ ማነሽ ነው ጥያቄው። ኦኬ እሺ ለዛ እንጻፈው ኢኩዌሽኑን ስኩዌር ሩት ኦፍ 125 to the power of x times 5 to the power of 2x minus 1 is equals to 25 to the power of 3x plus 1. ኦኬ ለዛ 125 5 to the power of 3 ማለት ነው right? ለዛ ምን ብለን መጻፍ እንችላለን? 5 to the power of 3 the whole x 5 to the power of 2x minus 1 is equals to 25 ደግሞ ማለት 5 squared ነው times 3x to the power of 3x plus 1. እሺ ለዛ ይሄን ማን ብለን መጻፍ እንችላለን? square root of 5 to the power of 3x times 5 to the power of 2x minus 1 is equals to 5 to the power of 2 times 3, that is 6x plus 2 times 1, that is 2. Okay, which implies the square root of 5 to the power of if the bases are the same, the exponents are added. That's a 3x plus 2x minus 1 which would be square root of 5 to the power of 3x plus 2x, that is 5x minus 1, which is equals to 5 to the power of 6x plus 2. Okay, which implies 5 to the power of 5x minus 1 over 2 ማለት ነው. Okay, is equals to 5 to the power of 6x plus 2 ማለት ነው. Which implies 5x minus 1 over 2 የግድ ኤክስፖነንቶቹ they need to be equal because the bases are the same, the exponents also need to be the same, right? Which equals to 6x plus 2, right? Which implies 5x minus 1 is equals to, multiply both sides by 2, we get 6 times 2, that is 12x plus 4, which implies minus 1 minus 4 is equals to 12x minus 5x, which implies minus 1 minus 4, that's minus 5, is equals to 12x minus 5x, that is 7x, which implies that x is equals to negative 5 over 7. Okay, x is negative 5 over 7. Therefore, the answer is C. The solution set of the equation this is what? ይሄ ነው 19ኛ ጥያቄ። መጀመሪያ ኢኩዌሽኑን እንጻፉሽ። 3 times absolute value of 2x minus 4 is equals to 6 minus 2 times absolute value of 1 minus 5x. ኦኬ ከዛ መጀመሪያ ዜሮአቸውን እንፈልግሽ። 2x minus 4 መቼ ነው ዜሮ የሚሆነው? ኦኬ this 2x minus 4 ዜሮ የሚሆነው when 2x equals to 4 and x is equals to 2 ላይ ማለት ነው። when x equals to 2 it will be 0. okay, how about 1 minus 5x? 1 minus 5x መቼ ነው ዜሮ የሚሆነው? minus 5x equals to negative 1 and x is equals to minus 1 negative 1 over negative 5 ጠፋ ለዛ x 1 over 5 ሆነ ማለት ነው። በጣም ጥሩ። ለዛ ሳይን ቻርት ብንስል ኦኬ ሳይን ቻርት ብንስልላቸው 2x minus 4 እና 1 minus 5x ሳይን ቻርት ቢኖረን 1 over 5 እና 2 ነው። okay 2x minus 4 it is 0 at 2. okay ከዛ ግን ከ2 ከፍ ያለ የሚመጡት ቁጥሮች ላይ it will be positive ከሁለት ሲያንስ ደግሞ it will be negative. 1 minus 5x it will be 0 at 1 over 5 ከዛ ከቁጥሩ if x is greater than 1 over 5 it will be negative, but if x is less than 1 over 5 it will be positive ማለት ነው። በጣም ጥሩ። አሁን ይሄንን ሳይን ቻርት ይዘን ሶስት ኬዞች ነው የሚኖሩን ማለት ነው። ኦኬ ሶ 3 ኬዝስ ይኖረናል። ኦኬ አንደኛው ኬዝ 3 ኬዝስ ኦኬ እና እዚህ ያው ይሄ ፖዚቲቭ ኢንፊኒቲ ነው፣ ይሄኛው ደግሞ ያው ኔጌቲቭ ኢንፊኒቲ ነው። በጣም ጥሩ። ከዛ ኬዝ 1 ማን ነው የሚሆነው? if x is an element of from 2 up to infinity up to positive infinity ኦኬ ከሁለት እና ከሁለት በላይ ከሆነ ማለት ነው። እንግዲህ absolute value definition ላስታውሳችሁ። absolute value of x is equals to x if x is greater than or equals to 0 and it will be negative x if x is less than 0. okay as a x if x is an element from 2 up to infinity equation ምን ይመስላል ነው። okay as a 3 times absolute value of 2x minus 4 ነው የሚለው but 2x minus 4 ግን if x is greater than or equal to 2 it we know that this 2x minus 4 is greater than or equals to 0 on that interval, therefore it will simply be 2x minus 4 ማለት ነው። all right is equals to 6 minus 2 times how about 1 minus 5x? 1 minus 5x it will in the interval from 2 up to infinity it would be negative. ለዛ 1 minus 5x ማን ይሆናል? 5x minus 1 ይሆናል ማለት ነው። 5x minus 1 በጣም ጥሩ። Minimize 3 times b 6x minus 3 times 4 that is 12 is equals to 6 minus 2 times 5 that is 10x negative 2 times negative 1 that is positive 2, which implies 6x plus 10x is equals to 6 plus 12 plus 2, which implies that 6x plus 10x that is 16x is equals to 20 which implies that x is equals to 20 over 16 በአራት 5 over 4 ሆነ ማለት ነው። x equals to 5 over 4 5 over 4 ደግሞ እንደምናውቀው ያው ከ8 over 4 ያንሳል። 8 over 4 ደግሞ 2 ነው። ኦኬ ለዛ 5 over 4 it is not an element of our assumption was from 2 up to infinity ጆን ነበር ቁጥሩ ግን ኬዝ 1 ውስጥ የለም 5 over 4 ለዛ ከኬዝ 1 no solution ነው ማለት ነው። no solution ወይም ኬዝ 1 ላይ ያለን ሶሉሽን ሴት ኤምፕቲ ሴት ነው። ከዛ ኬዝ 2 ጋር እንሂድ። ኬዝ 2 ጋር ደግሞ ስንሄድ ማን ነው የሚሆነው? x is an element of the open interval 1 over 5 to 2. okay open interval from 1 over 5 up to 2. okay if x is in this interval then ምንድነው ሁለቱም ኔጌቲቭ ናቸው። okay 2x minus 4 1 minus 5x ኔጌቲቭ ስለሆኑ ኢኩዌሽኑን እንጻፈው 3 times ማን ነበር absolute value of 2x minus 4 ነው አይደለ? 2x minus 4 ስለሆነ 4 minus 2x ይሆናል ማለት ነው። 4 minus 2x is equals to 6 minus 2 times 1 minus 5x ነበረው 5x minus 1 ይሆናል ማለት ነው። 6 minus 2 times 5x minus 1. Now this implies 3 times 4, that is 12. 3 times 2, that is 6, minus 6x is equals to 6 minus 2 times 5, that is 10x. Negative 2 times negative 1, that is positive 2, which implies 10x minus 6x is equals to 6 minus 12 plus 2. It implies 10x minus 6x, that is 4x, which is equals to 6 minus 12, that is negative 6. Negative 6 plus 2, that is negative 4, which implies that x is equals to negative 1. But negative 1 is not an element of the open interval from 1 over 5 to 2. Okay, therefore አሁንም ኬዝ 2 ላይ ሶሉሽን ሴታችን ኢምፒቲ ሴት ነው ማለት ነው። ኦኬ ኬዝ 3 what is case 3? Case 3 ደግሞ how about if x is an element of the interval from negative infinity up to 1 over 5 where 1 over 5 is inclusive. Okay, in this interval ቢሆንስ ነው ጥያቄው። This is case 3. Case 3. Okay, well case 3 ላይ 2x minus 4 it would be negative, and 1 minus 5x, since it is greater than or equals to 0 in that interval, it will be positive. Okay, that's according to the definition of absolute value. 2x minus 4 is negative, as a 3 times 2x minus 4 የሚሆነው ማን ይሆናል? 4 minus 2x ይሆናል። Okay, 4 minus 2x እና 1 minus 5x ደግሞ in this interval it is positive, therefore ራሱን ቁጭ የምናደርገው ማለት ነው። 6 minus 2 is equals to 6 minus 2 times 1 minus 5x. Okay, this applies 3 times 4, it is 12, minus 3 times 2, that is 6x, is equals to 6 minus 2 times 1, that is 2, negative 2 times negative 5x, that is positive 10x. Okay, this implies 12 minus 6x is equals to 6 minus 2, that is 4, plus 10x. Okay, this implies 12 minus 4 is equals to 6x plus 10x. Okay, which implies 12 minus 4, that is 8. 6x plus 10x, that is 16x, which implies that x is equals to 8 over 16. And x is 1 over 2. Okay, now is 1 over 2 an element? Is 1 over 2 less than 1 over 5? Well, still let's compare. 1 over actually it's not. 1 over 2 is greater than 1 over 5. It's strictly greater than 1 over 5. Lazza, thus 1 over 2 is not an element of the interval from negative infinity up to 1 over 5 inclusive. Therefore, አሁንም solution ሴታችን ማን ሆነ ማለት ኢምፕሊቲ ሴት ሆነ ማለት ነው። ለዛ we tried every case 1, case 2, case 3. We tried every real number basically, and there is no solution for this absolute value equation. Therefore, the answer is B. Okay. Given A, let's say x an element of the set of natural numbers and x is less than 3. Okay. አሁን A ማን ነው? A, it is a set containing x natural number ነው። እንግዲህ natural number ያው 1 2 3 ያለ ሜድ ነው። ለዛ እና x ደግሞ ከ3 ማነስ አለበት። ለዛ x አንድ መሆን ይችላል because it's a natural number and less than 3. x ሁለት መሆን ይችላል because it's a natural number and less than 3. 3 ግን መሆን አይችልም። Therefore, A is this set ማለት ነው, the set containing 1, 2. And B is a set of all possible factors of 13. As we all know, 13 is a prime number. Therefore, its factors are 1 and 13. Then which of the following is equal to B cross product A? Thus, B cross product A, this is equals to the set containing the first element must come from B. Therefore, 1, 1, 1, 2, and the other element of B is 13. Therefore, 13, 1, and 13, 2. Okay, this is the answer. Okay, that's 1, 1, 1, 2, 13, 1 እና 13, 2. Therefore, the answer is C. ሀያኛው C ነው መልሱ። 22ኛው the solution set of this inequality. What is the solution set? የዚህ inequality solution set ማን ነው? እሺ ለዛ 2x minus 3 እና x plus 5 ተባስተው they need to be less than or equals to 0. Okay, Now 2x minus 3 መቼ ነው 0 የሚሆነው እንላለን? well that is equal to 2x when 2x is equals to 3 and x when x is equals to 3 over 2. Okay, as when x equals to 3 over 2, 2x minus 3 will be 0. How about x plus 5 is equals to 0? well that happens when x is equals to 5, when x equals to negative 5, I'm sorry. okay, ለዛ አሁን ያው ሳይን ቻርት ነው የምንሰራው ልክ እንደ ቅድሙ 2x minus 3 እናስቀምጣለን እና x plus 5 አለ ለዛ x plus 5 ነው እናስቀምጣለን። ኦኬ እና የነሱ ብዜት ነው ደግሞ ያለው ለዛ 2x minus 3 ሲባዛ በx plus 5 ኦኬ ኦኬ ለዛ እሺ 2x minus 3 መቼ ነው 0 የሚሆነው when x is 3 over 2 x plus 5 መቼ ነው 0 የሚሆነው when x is negative 5 okay this is positive infinity this is negative infinity በጣም ጥሩ ከዛ 2x minus 3 it is 0 when x is 3 over 2 እና x ያው ከ3 over 2 ከበለጠ it would be positive ከ3 over 2 ካነሰ it would be negative x plus 5 it would be 0 when x is negative 5 ከx ከኔጌቲቭ 5 ከበለጠ it would be positive x ከኔጌቲቭ 5 ካነሰ it would be negative ለዛ አሁን ማባዛት ነው 2x minus 3 ሲባዛ በx plus 5 ነው ሳይኖቹ ማባዛት ኔጌቲቭ ታይምስ ኔጌቲቭ ፖዚቲቭ ይሄ 0 ኔጌቲቭ 0 እና ፖዚቲቭ ታይምስ ፖዚቲቭ it is positive okay okay now መቼ ነው 2x minus 3 እና x plus 5 ተባዝቶ ከ0 የሚያንሰው ነው well የሚያንሰው when x is in the interval strictly less than or equal to ነው የሚለው ለዛ when it is in the closed interval negative 5 up to 3 over 2 ማለት ነው okay this is the answer the closed interval from negative 5 to 3 over 2 therefore the answer is A. okay 22ኛ ሚላል the histogram below shows the recorded temperature in degrees Celsius of a certain town in Ethiopia for the first 15 days of March 2023. okay this is the histogram okay. then which one of the following statements is true about the data represented by the histogram? እዚህ ጋር ያው ቴምፕሬቸሩ እንግዲህ 15 ዲግሪ ሴልሺየስ የነበረው ለስንት ቀን ነው? ለአንድ ቀን 17 ዲግሪ ሴልሺየስ የነበረው ለስንት ቀን ነው? ለሁለት ቀን እያለ ነው የሚሄደው ማለት ነው። ኦኬ ለዛ ኤ ምን ይላል እንግዲህ ትሩ የሆነውን ነው ፈልጉ የተባለ ለዛ for 45% of the days the temperature was more than 19 ዲግሪ ሴልሺየስ well ከ19 ይሄ ነው 19 ከ19 ዲግሪ ሴልሺየስ በላይ የሆነው ቴምፕሬቸር እነዚህ ናቸው 21 22 እና 24 21 ዲግሪ ሴልሺየስ ሆኖ ለስንት ቀን ነው? ለአንድ ቀን 22 ዲግሪ ሴልሺየስ ሆኖ ለስንት ቀን ነው? ለአምስት ቀን እና 24 ዲግሪ ሴልሺየስ ሆኖ ለስንት ቀን ነው? ለ3 ቀን ማለት ነው። ለዛ ስንደምራቸው 1 ሲደመር 5 ሲደመር 3 ስንት ነው? 5 3 8 1 9 9 ቀን ማለት ነው። ለ9 ቀን ነው ቴምፕሬቸሩ ከ19 ዲግሪ ሴልሺየስ በላይ ከፍ ያለው እና ስንት ቀን ነበሩ? በአጠቃላይ 15 ቀን ናቸው። ለዛ የ9 15 ቀናቶች ስንት ፐርሰንት ነው ቤዚካሊ 100 ለዛ በ3 3 በ3 5 በ5 1 በ5 20 ለዛ 3 ሲባዛ በ20 60% ማለት ነው ኦኬ 45% ሳይሆን 60% ነው ለዛ this is wrong ማለት ነው እሺ b the highest frequency is 3 is the highest frequency 3 no the highest the 5 እኮ አለ እኮ frequency of 5 ስላለ this is also wrong c the mode of the data is 22 degrees Celsius mode የምንለው the most frequent value ነው so one the value that has the highest frequency therefore in this case temperature 22 degrees Celsius ሆኖ ለ5 ቀን ስለሆነ that is correct okay c ነው ማለት ነው also d the temperature was 24 degrees Celsius for 2 days 24 degrees Celsius ሆኖ ለስንት ቀን ነው? ለ3 ቀን ነው ያው እዚህ ጋር እንዳየነው ከሆነ 3 ቀን ስለሆነ ይሄም ትክክል አይደለም ለዛ የሁለተኛው ጥያቄ መልስ c ነው okay 23ኛ which of the following statement is true about this function f of x is equals to x squared minus 6x plus 10 ነው okay ለዛ ይሄ ምን ይላል the vertex of the graph of f is 3,1 well የዚህ function vertex ስንት ነው መጀመሪያ if we have a quadratic equation such as this ax squared plus bx plus c ከተሰጠን ኦኬ ቨርቴክሱ ማን ጋር ነው የሚሆነው? ኔጌቲቭ b over 2a ጋር ነው የሚሆነው ኔጌቲቭ b over 2a ስንተካው 4ac minus b squared over 4a ጋር ኦኬ this is the vertex ለዛ in this case a ማን ነው? 1 ነው b ስንት ነው? ኔጌቲቭ 6 c ስንት ነው? 10 ለዛ ቨርቴክስ ማን ጋር ነው የሚሆነው ማለት ነው? ኔጌቲቭ ቢ 6 ኦቨር 2 ታይምስ ኤ ኮማ እዚህ ጋር ያው ዋይ ነው የሚሆነው ኮኦርዲኔቱ። ለዛ 6 ኦቨር 2 that would be 3 ኮማ ዋይ ማለት ነው። ዋይ ደግሞ ያው ኤፍ ኦፍ 3 ነው ማለት ነው። right ኤፍ ኦፍ 3 ማለት 3 squared minus 6 times 3 plus 10 which will be 3 squared, it's 9 minus 6 times 3, that is 18 plus 10. 9 plus 10, that is 19. 19 minus 18, that is 1. Okay. Therefore, it is 3, 1. So where is the vertex? The vertex of the graph of f is 3, 1. Therefore, this is the answer. A is the answer. How about B? The graph of f opens downward. This is false. Why? Because look at the coefficient of x squared. It is 1. Therefore, it opens upward. See, the line x equals to 1 is the axis of symmetry of the graph of the function f. Well, what is the axis of symmetry? X is equals to 3 is the axis of symmetry. Okay. ለምን ያው እንትኑ ቨርቴክሱ 3 ስለሆነ ይሄ መልስ ሊሆን አይችልም። f of x greater than or equals to 2 for all x in the domain of the function f. ይሄንን ለመመለስ ምንድነው የምናደርገው? መጀመሪያ ያው ፖይንቱን እናወጣለን ቨርቴክሱ ያለበትን ቦታ ማለት ነው። 1 2 3 3 1 እንግዲህ እዚህ ጋር ነው ቨርቴክሱ። ከዛ the graph of the function opens upward. This is f of x. Okay. Now the f of x greater than or equals to 2 for all x in the domain of the function f. Is this true? No. Why? Because f of 3 is equals to 1. But that one is actually less than 2. Therefore, f of x is greater than or equals to 2 የሚለው ውሸት ነው ማለት ነው። ይሄ ውሸት ነው። ለምን? ሁሌ ከሁለት አይበልጥም። ኦኬ 3ን በቀት አሁን ለምሳሌ f of 3 አንድ ነው እና ይሄ መልስ አይሆንም። ለዛ BCD መልስ አይሆንም። መልሱ A ነው። 24ኛ A 20 meter high building casts a shadow of 4 meters. At the same time, a 35-meter tree casts a shadow of x meters. What is the value of x? We have a 20-meter high building, okay, and it casts a shadow of 4 meters. We also have a tree that casts a shadow of a tree whose height is 35 meters and casts a shadow of x meters. Okay? If this ይሄኛው ዛፉ ቢሆን ይሄ ዛፉ ቢሆን የዛፉ height ስንት ነው? የዛፉ height 35 ሜትር ነው። ኦኬ እና 35 ሜትር ነው እና ሻዶ ያው ካስት ያደርጋል ፀሐይ ስትመታው ጥላ ማለት ነው። እና ይሄኛው it casts a shadow of x meters ነው የተባለው። ኦኬ x meters m meters ለማለት ነው x meters። ኦኬ እና 20 meter high building ደግሞ it casts a shadow of 4 meters. Okay, so if we have a building እዚህ ጋር ቢሆን እዚህ ጋር ብናስቀምጠው okay, if this is a building እና የቢልዲንጉ height ስንት ነው? የቢልዲንጉ height it is 20 meters. It is a building having a height of 20 meters. A 20 meter high building, it casts a shadow of 4 meters. It casts a shadow of 4 meters. That's 4 meters ነች ማለት ነው። Now what is the value of x ነው ጥያቄው። እና ይሄንን ለመስራት እንዴት ነው የምናደርገው? ያው ትራያንግል ነው መጀመሪያ የምንስለው። ስለዚህ ይሄ 35 ቢሆን ይሄ 20 ያ ቢልዲንጉ ሃይት ይሄኛው 4 ነው 4 ሜትርስ ነው። ይሄ ያው 90 ዲግሪ ናቸው። ይሄኛው ደግሞ x meters ነው። Okay, this is what we are looking for. And this is angle theta. All right. Now if we look at triangle ABC, okay, this is triangle ABC. Tangent of angle theta. The tangent of angle theta in triangle ABC, what will it be? It will be opposite over adjacent. So what will be opposite? Opposite is 20 over adjacent is 4. But that is also if we consider the triangle ABC DE, right? If you consider the triangle ADE, the tangent of angle theta will be opposite ማለት እዚህ ጋር ED ነው። ኦፖዚቱ 35 ማለት ነው ኦቨር adjacent ማን ነው? x ነው። በጣም ጥሩ። ለዛ this implies በአራት 1 በአራት 5 ለዛ 5 is equals to 35 over x። በጣም ጥሩ። it implies criss cross and 5x is equals to 35 which implies that x is equals to 7 ማለት ነው። ለዛ the tree casts a shadow of 7 meters ማለት ነው። okay therefore ማነው መልሱ ቢ ነው ማለት ነው መልሱ። ኦኬ 25ኛ ጥያቄ ምን ይላል? a car started moving 9 ኪሎ ሜትር to the east። ኦኬ አሁን እዚህ ጋር ኖርዝ ሳውዝ ኢስት ዌስት ብለን ብናስብ እና እቺ ደግሞ የመኪናው መነሻ ብትሆን a car started moving 9 ኪሎ ሜትር to the east። ኦኬ 9 ኪሎ ሜትር ወደ ኢስት እንተጓዘው መጀመሪያ 9 ኪሎ ሜትር to the east። ኦኬ then moved 4 ኪሎ ሜትር to the north። okay 4 kilometer to the north, this is the north, then 12 kilometer towards west to reach its destination. 12 kilometers towards west to reach its destination. Now how far did the car travel from its starting point? This is the destination. ለዛ መኪናው የሄደው ከዚህ ወደዚህ ነው ማለት ነው። ለዛ እቺ x kilometers beyond x man no. Okay, how far did the car travel from its starting point? X and ለማወቅ we can use Pythagoras theorem, right? Or another thing that we can do is that we can also use vectors. Okay, ከዛ በቬክተር ያንንዱን በቬክተር መጻፍ ነው። ለዛ አሁን v1 ይሄ v1 ብለው this is v1, if this is v2, if this is v3, then v1 ማን ነው የሚሆነው? v1 to the right ነው ሄደው ለዛ 9 but y along the y 0 ነው የሚሆነው። v2 the vector v2 ደግሞ along the x axis 0 ነው, but along the y axis it went up, therefore we have positive 4. Then v3 along the x axis it went to the left, right? So negative 12 kilometers, and along the y axis 0 ነው። okay ለዛ ሪዛልታንቱን መፈለግ ነው ማለት ነው። v1 plus v2 plus v3 which would be 9 the vector 9 0 plus the vector 0 4 plus the vector negative 12 0. okay so this would be negative 3 and 4 ማለት ነው። okay this is a resultant vector. We can say this is x, vector x ማለት እንችላለን። now since we are being asked the distance, how far ስለተባለ we are just going to calculate the norm of vector x ማለት ነው, which will be the square root of negative 3 square, that is 9, 4 square, that is 16, 9 plus 16, that is 25, square root of 25, that is 5. Therefore x is 5 kilometers. okay a እሺ 26ኛው ምን ይላል? when the polynomial this is divided by x plus 1 the remainder is 4. okay what is the value of k ነው ጥያቄው። okay እዛ ፖሊኖሚያሉ ተሰጥቶናል p of x ያው እዚህ ጋር እና it is divided by x plus 1. okay this is x plus 1 is the divisor. አሁን እየተጠየቀን ያለ ነው እና ደግሞ ሪሜይንደሩም ተሰጥቶናል። okay the remainder it is 4 ተብለናል። ለዛ what is the value of k? k ማለት ነው። ለዛ ያው ሎንግ ዲቪዥን ነው የምንጠቀመው 3x to the power of 6 plus 5x to the power of 4 minus 7x to the power of 3 plus 2kx squared plus 3. this is divided by x plus 1. እዚህ ጋር እንቆርጣለን። then 3x to the power of 5 እናስቀምጣለን ኮሸንቱ ጋር then 3x to the power of 5 times x, we get 3x to the power of 6 plus 3x to the power of 5. ከዛ መቀነስ ነው ይጣፋል ይሄ negative 3x to the power of 5 plus 5x to the power of 4 minus 7x to the power of 3 plus 2kx squared plus 3. then negative 3x to the power of 4 ኮሸንቱ ጋር እናስቀምጣለን then ከዲቫይዘሩ ጋር እናባዛለን negative 3x to the power of 5 minus 3x to the power of 4. okay ስንቀነሱ ይሄ ይጠፋል then 3x to the power of 4 plus 5x to the power of 4 we get 8x to the power of 4 minus 7x to the power of 3 plus 2kx squared plus 3. okay then እዚህ እንቆርጣለን then ማን እናስቀምጣለን 8x to the power of 3 እናስቀምጣለን then 8x to the power of 4 plus 8x to the power of 3 ማለት ነው ቀንሷለን 8x to the power of 4 ይጣፋል negative 8x to the power of 3 negative 15x to the power of 3 plus 2kx squared plus 3. then negative 15x squared እናስቀምጣለን and negative 15x to the power of 3 minus 15x squared ማለት ነው። ከዛ እንቀንሰዋለን ፖዚቲቭ ይጠፋል ማለት ነው። ኔጌቲቭ ፖዚቲቭ 15x squared ከዛ 2kx squared አለ ከዛ 2k plus 15x squared ማለት ነው። ከዛ እዚህ ፕላስ 3 ትወርዳለች። ኦኬ ከዛ እዚህ ማን እናስቀምጣለን ፕላስ 2k plus 15x እናስቀምጣለን። plus 15x times x we get 2k plus 15x squared plus 2k plus 15x times 1 we get 2k plus 15x እንቀንሳለን ይሄ ይጠፋል ኔጌቲቭ 2k plus 15x plus 3 ይሆናል ማለት ነው። ኦኬ ከዛ በኔጌቲቭ 2k plus 15 እናባዛለን negative 2k plus 15 times x we get negative 2k plus 15x negative 2k plus 15 times 1 we get negative 2k plus 15 then we're gonna know ይሄ ይጠፋል negative it becomes positive so we get 3 plus 2k plus 15 which would be 2k plus 15 plus 3 that would be 18 ማለት ነው. So this is a remainder. Now we are told that the remainder 2k plus 18 it is what? It is divided by x plus 1 and the remainder is 4. Right? So the remainder is 4. Therefore 2k plus 18 the remainder is 4 which implies that 2k is equals to 4 minus 18 which would be negative 14 which implies that k is equals to negative 14 over 2 which would be negative 7. Yeah, k is negative 7 ማለት ነው. Therefore the answer is C ማለት ነው. What is the value of k? ነበር የተባልነው C. 27ኛ the solution set of the equation this is what? Alright, okay. ከዛ solution set የዚህ logarithmic equation ማን ነው ነው ጥያቄው። ከዛ መጀመሪያ ጻፈው logarithmic equation of 5 times the logarithm of x to the base 9 minus 2 times the logarithm of x squared to the base 9 minus the logarithm of 8 to the base 4 is equals to negative 1. Okay, 5 times logarithm of x to base 9 minus logarithm of x squared to base 9 ከሆነ እቺ 2 እዚህ ማምጣት እንችላለን ከፊት ለፊት okay so 2 times 2 we get 4 2 times 2 we get 4 so we get 4 times the logarithm of x to base 9 ማለት ነው minus the logarithm of 8 to base 4 well okay 8 to base 4 is equals to negative 1 which implies 5 times logarithm of x to base 9 minus 4 times logarithm of x to base 9 ይሄንን ብናየው ማኑዋል ይሰጠናል logarithm of x to base 9 ይሰጠናል minus logarithm of 8 ማለት ነው ማለት ነው 2 to the power of 3 ነው 4 ማለት ነው 4 ደግሞ 2 squared ነው is equals to negative 1 ከዛ ማንም ቢሆን ነው logarithm of x to base 9 minus እቺ 3 ከዚህ ከፊት ለፊት ማምጣት ይቻላል 2 ደግሞ ከዚህ ከፊት ለፊት ሲመጣ reciprocal ነው የምትመጣው 1 over 2 logarithm of 2 to base 2 is equals to negative 1 but this is as we all know it is 1 okay this is equals to this implies logarithm of x to base 9 minus 3 over 2 that is 1 this is equals to negative 1 okay which implies that the logarithm of x to base 9 is equals to 3 over 2 minus 1 which is 1 over 2 which implies that the logarithm of x to base 9 is 1 over 2 which implies that x is equals to 9 to the power of 1 over 2 which is 3 therefore x ማን ነው ማለት ነው x it is 3 c ነው ማለት ነው 28ኛ what is the value of x that satisfies this equation አላሽ መጀመሪያ ኢኩዌሽኑን ጻፈው 5 times 125 over 8 to the power of 1 over 3 x squared minus 2 over 3x this is equals to 2 Okay, ለዛ ይሄ ማን ብለን መጻፍ እንችላለን? This implies 5 times 125 ማለት 5 to the power of 3 ነው። over 8 ማለት ደግሞ 2 to the power of 3 ነው። to the power of 1 over 3 x squared minus 2 over 3x ይሄ ከ2 ጋር እኩል መሆን አለበት ነው የሚለው። this implies that 5 actually 5 over 2 times 3 times እዚህ ጋር ኤክስፖነንቱ ማለት ነው። ኤክስፖነንቱ ያው 1 over 3x squared minus 2 over 3x this is equals to 2. Okay, this implies 5 times 5 over 2 to the power of 3 ጠፋሉ ከዛ to the power of x squared minus 2x ማለት ነው is equals to 2. Yeah, that this implies 5 over 2 to the power of x squared minus 2x is equals to 2 over 5. But 2 over 5 means 5 over 2 to the power of negative 1. Okay, as both the left hand side and the right hand side they have the same base but different exponents. Therefore, we can write as x squared minus 2x. It needs to equal to negative 1. Okay, which implies that x squared minus 2x plus 1 is equals to 0. Which implies that x minus 1 the whole square is equals to 0. Yeah, which implies that x equals to 1. Therefore, 1 is the answer. Okay, D. Okay, as on the set of natural numbers n, which one of the following propositions has a truth value true? Okay, as a ብንመለከተው for all x there exists y such that x times y is less than x ነው የሚለው። እሺ አሁን for all x ነው ያለኛ a ላይ ነው ያለው። ለዛ for all x ስላለኝ xን እስቲ አንድ ልውሰድ። ኦኬ xን አንድ ልውሰድ እና ያለኝ ያለው a there exists some y. Okay, there exists y such that 1 times y is less than 1, which implies that 1 times y ማለት y ነው። y ደግሞ ከአንድ ያንሳል። አሁን እንግዲህ ናቹራል ነምበር ውስጥ ከአንድ የሚያንስ ቁጥር የለም። ኦኬ therefore there cannot exist such y. therefore a it is false ማለት ነው። a is not an answer. እሺ ቢን እንመለከት። ቢን ስንመለከት for all x there exists y such that x minus y is equals to 5. እሺ xን አሁን እዚህ for all x ስላለኝ እና x ደግሞ since it can be any natural number I can take x to be 1. Then he's claiming that there exists a y such that 1 minus y is equals to 5. Okay, which implies that 1 minus 5 is equals to y, which implies that y is equals to negative 4. Therefore, when y again negative 4, it is not an element of the set of natural numbers. Okay, natural number አይደለም y. ለዛ there cannot exist such y. Therefore, b መልስ አይሆንም ማለት ነው። እሺ c ምን ይላል? for all x for all y x different from y implies that x is greater than y. This is also false, right? Because for all x for all y meaning I can take 3 እና 5 and lost x and 3 y and ደግሞ 5. Okay, well obviously x and y they would be different, but 3 ግን greater than 5 የሚለው it would be a false statement. Therefore c is also not an answer. ያው a b c ማለት ካልሆነ ምንም ጥርጥር የለውም d ነው መልሱ ማለት ነው። there exists x there exists y such that x minus y is equals to y minus x. እሱ ደግሞ አለ x አንድ በውስጥ y አንድ በውስጥ both of them are natural numbers. 1 minus 1 it is 0, and also similarly y minus x እንደዛው ማለት ነው። Therefore the answer is D. እሺ 30 let a be this matrix then find a transpose ነው የሚለው። well a transpose ያው a transpose ማለት ነው የሚሆነው ኮለመኑን የa ኮለመን ሮ ማድረግ ነው። 1 0 negative 3 1 0 negative 3 and ሁለተኛው ኮለመኑ ደግሞ negative 1 2 6 negative 1 2 6 ለዛ a transpose ማን ይሆናል? ይሄ ነው ማለት ነው d ነው 1 0 negative 3 negative 1 2 6. okay 31ኛ in a certain months of the year the temperature of a city was recorded and presented as follows. temperature okay ለዛ ቴምፕሬቸሩ ከ10 እስከ 14 ዲግሪ ሴልሺየስ የሆነበት ቀናት ስንት ቀናቶች ነበሩ? በወር ውስጥ 2 ቀናቶች ነበሩ። ቴምፕሬቸሩ ከ15 ዲግሪ ሴልሺየስ እስከ 19 ዲግሪ ሴልሺየስ የነበረበት ስንት ቀናቶች ነበሩ? 9 ቀናቶች ያለ ይሄዳል እና ጥያቄው which one of the following is the cumulative frequency of the fourth class? Well, this is the first class, the second class, the third class, this is the fourth class. Okay, this is the fourth class. ለዛ የፎርዝ ክላሱን cumulative frequency አውጡ ነው። well እሺ cumulative frequency እዚህ ሴፍ ልበልና ያው ቦታ እንዲበቃኝ እቺ የመጀመሪያው cumulative frequency 2 ነው። ከዛ 2 ሲደመር 9 11 ነው የሚሆነው 11 ከዛ 11 ሲደመር 11 22 22 ሲደመር 5 27 ለዛ the cumulative frequency of the fourth class ስንት ነው 27 ነው ማለት ነው። እሺ 32ኛ the following is the distribution of the weight of 40 students in a certain class ለዛ ከ40 እስከ 48 ኪሎ ግራም የሚመዝኑ ተማሪዎች ስንት ተማሪዎች አሉ 8 ተማሪዎች አሉ በክፍል ውስጥ ከ49 እስከ 57 ደግሞ 18 ተማሪዎች አሉ ያለ ይሄዳል then for the data given above what is the median weight in kilograms ይሄን ጥያቄ ስንሰራው የመጀመሪያው ስራችን የሚሆነው cumulative frequency መስራት ነው ኦኬ አዛ the weight in kilograms and the frequency not cumulative frequency እና weight ያው የመጀመሪያው ከ40 እስከ 48 8 ነው ከ49 እስከ 50 ለዛ ያው cumulative frequency 8 ነው የሚሆነው ከ49 እስከ 57 18 ከ58 እስከ 66 66 ያው 7 ነው የሚሆነው ከ67 እስከ 75 ያሉት የኪሎ ክብደት ያላቸው ተማሪዎች 5 ናቸው ከ76 እስከ 84 እስከ 84 ኪሎ ግራም ደግሞ ክብደት ያላቸው እነዚህ ከባባዶች ናቸው እነዚህ ሁለት ተማሪዎች አሉ ኦኬ ከዛ 18 ሲደመር 8 26 ከዛ 26 ሲደመር 7 33 ሲደመር 5 38 39 okay this is the cumulative frequency okay now 40 ተማሪዎች ነው ያሉት okay ለዛ the median class n 40 ነው ማለት በአጠቃላይ 40 ተማሪዎች ነው ያሉት ከዛ ሚዲያኑ ስንተኛ ነው የሚሆነው n over 2 ነው የሚሆነው n over 2 ማለት 20ኛው ማለት ነው the 20th item the 20th እንግዲህ the 20th item እዚህ ውስጥ ነው የሚኖረው right because የመጀመሪያዎቹ 8ቱ የመጀመሪያው ክላስ ነበር ከዛ ከ9ኛው እስከ 26ኛው ያሉት ሁለተኛው ክላስ ውስጥ ነው ከዛ this is the median class ማለት ነው this is the median class okay now that we have determined the median class what do we do we write the median formula አይደለ md is equals to b sub l the lower class boundary of the median class plus n over 2 okay we have already calculated n over 2 minus the cumulative frequency of the class before over the frequency of the median class times I the class interval okay this is how we calculate median for a grouped frequency distribution table the lower class boundary of the median class what is it well correction factor determine ማድረግ ነው 49 ሲቀነስ 48 ያው over 2 ነው ያው 1 over 2 which is 0.5 ማለት ነው ከዚህ ጋር የሚዲያን ክላሱ ክላስ ባውንደሪ ስንት ነው ከ48.5 እስከ 57.5 ማለት ነው this is the class boundary okay this is the class boundary አው ለሁሉም አልሰራውለትም ለሚዲያን ክላሶች አንሰራው ከዛ the lower class boundary ወይም ቢሰቤል ብለን የምንጠራት 48.5 ነች ማለት ነው okay ከዛ 48.5 it is ቢሰቤል plus n over 2 20 ነው minus the cumulative frequency of the class before safe b ደግሞ እቺ ነች 8 okay ከሚዲያን ክላሱ በፊት የነበረው cumulative frequency ማለት ነው 8 over the frequency of the median class the frequency of the median class is 18 times I is the class interval or the class width so ያው 57.5 ከ48.5 እስከ 57.5 ነበር ያለው ያ ማለት መቀነስ ነው በቃ 57.5 ሲቀነስ 48.5 ለዛ 9 ማለት ነው። ለዛ I 9 ነች ማለት ነው። that is the class interval which is equals to 4n ያው መስራት ነው 20 ሲቀነስ 8 12 ኦቨር 18 ሲባዛ በ9 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 2 በ2 1 በ2 6 which is equals to 48.5 ሲደመር 6 which is equals to 48.5 ሲደመር 6.0 4.5 ነው የሚሆነው. This is the median of this. Therefore, the answer is D, 54.5. እሺ 33ኛ ምን ይላል? A fair die is going to be rolled once and let E1 be the events at an even number occurs. Okay. ለዛ E1 እንግዲህ አንድ ዳይ ያው ከአንድ እስከ 6 ነው የሚወጣው አይደለ? አንድ ሮል ካደረግነው በኋላ ወይ አንድ ወይ ሁለት እያለ እስከ 6 ነው። ለዛ E1 be the event that an even number occurs. even numberዎቹ እነማን ናቸው? 2 4 እና 6 ናቸው። E2 be the event that a prime number occurs. prime numberዎቹ ሮል ስናደርግ እናገኝ የምንችለው 2 3 4 አይደለም 5 ነው። በቃ እነዚህ ናቸው። these are the prime numbers on a die. ሶስተኛው E3 be the event that a multiple of 3 occurs. multiple of 3 occurs 3 and 6. Okay, these are the only events. And E4 be the event that a multiple of 5 occurs. 5 ደግሞ ሊሆን የሚችለው 5 ብቻ ነው ራሱ. Now, then which of the following pairs of events are mutually exclusive? Well, mutually exclusive ለመባል ምንድነው ኢንተርሴክሽናቸው ሁለት ኢቨንቶች mutually exclusive የምንላቸው when they cannot happen at the same time. Okay? In other words, when their intersection is empty set. ለዛ E2 and E4 ብንመለከተው E2 እና E4 ብንመለከተው 2 3 5 5 አለ። ለዛ ኢንተርሴክሽናቸው 5 ስላለ መልስ ሊሆን አይችልም። B E1 and E2 okay E1 ይሄ ነው E2 ደግሞ ይሄ ነው። ለዛ ኢንተርሴክሽናቸው 2 ስላለ B መልስ ሊሆን አይችልም። C E3 and E4 E3 3 6 ነው። E4 ደግሞ 5 ብቻ ነው። ለዛ ኢንተርሴክሽናቸው ኢምፕቲ ስለሆነ C ይዘናል ማለት ነው። E1 D የሚለው E1 and E3 ነው። E1 and E3 they cannot be mutually exclusive since they have 6 in the intersection. Therefore, the answer is C ማለት ነው። ለ33ኛው 34ኛው okay if this matrix times this matrix is this then what are the values of A and B respectively? Okay ለዛ ሜትሪክሶቹን እናባዛቸው ማን ነው የሚሆነው 2 -1 A4 ሲባዛ by the matrix 1 B -1 and 3 okay ለዛ ማትሪክሶቹን ስናባዛቸው የመጀመሪያው 2 ከዛ -1 times -1 we get +1 እና 2 times B we get 2B -1 times 3 we get -3 A times 1 we get A 4 times -1 we get -4 A times B we get AB 4 times 3 we get 12 okay this needs to be equals to the matrix 3 1 -1 18 okay this implies that 2 plus 1 that is 3 then we have 2B -3 A -4 and AB plus 12 this needs to be equals to the matrix 3 1 -1 18 okay ለዛ A -4 ከኔጌቲቭ 1 ጋር እኩል መሆን አለበት እና 2B -3 ከ1 ጋር እኩል መሆን አለበት okay የግድ ነው this is what we mean when we say that two matrices are equal okay so A -4 it is equals to -1 which implies that A is equals to 4 -1 which is 3 which implies that A is 3 okay we have found A and 2B -3 is equals to 1 2B -3 is 1 which implies that 2B is equals to which is 4 which implies that B is equals to 4 over 2 which is 2 okay so A is 3 B is 2 okay then what are the values of A and B respectively ነው የሚለው A is 3 and B is 2 therefore the answer is D 35ኛ a group of students 5 from grade 10 8 from grade 11 2 from grade 12 is to be formed if a student is chosen randomly from this group what is the probability that the chosen student is either from grade 10 or grade 12 okay በአጠቃላይ ስንት ተማሪዎች ነው ያሉት አምስቱ ከ10ኛ ክፍል 8ቱ ከ11ኛ ክፍል እና ሁለቱ ደግሞ ከ12ኛ ክፍል ነው የመጡት ስለዚህ how many students are there in total well 5 plus 8 plus 2 okay there are 15 students in total አሉ ይሄን ቶታል ለዛ እሺ ከነዚህ ከ15 ተማሪዎች ውስጥ እንግዲህ if a student is chosen randomly from this group, okay, from this group, what is the probability that the chosen student is either from grade 10 or grade 12 ነው የሚለው ለዛ probability of this event ስንት ተማሪዎች ነው ያሉት ከ10 ክፍል 5 ከ12 ደግሞ 2 ስላሉ ያው መደመሩ 5 6 7 7 ከዛ እንግዲህ the number of elements in our event is 7, the number of elements in the sample space is 15, therefore the answer is 7/15 D 36ኛ what is the value of this limit, the limit as x approaches to 1 of x squared minus 1 over x squared plus 1. okay, well let's check denominator ላይ 1 ብተካ 0 ያመጣብኛል አያመጣም right ለዛ I can simply plug in. okay, this is a rational function and it is defined at the limit point, therefore we can simply evaluate it. okay, and it is continuous near that point. okay, so 1 squared minus 1 over 1 squared plus 1, which would be 1 minus 1 0 over 2, which would be 0. therefore what is the value of this limit? The answer is A. Done. okay, question number 37, which of the following functions has a graph that completes one full cycle on this closed interval? okay, as a function it completes one full cycle on this closed interval, right? On the closed interval from negative pi over 4 to 11 pi over 4. Therefore, what is the period of this function? okay, the period of the function. Period of the function okay, 11 pi over 4 minus pi over 4 ማለት ነው okay, እንግዲህ ያው ፕላስ ይሆናል 4 12 pi ማለት ነው በአራት 3 we get 3 pi ከዛ the period of the function is 3 pi. well if we know that the normal sine function period 2 pi ነው okay, ግን አሁን እኛ የፈለግነው ያለው ፋንክሽን ግን ፔሪዱ 3 ፓይ ነው ለዛ ያው እዚህ ፊት ለፊት መጀመሪያ ላይ ያሉት እንዳለ እና ይሄ it doesn't matter. okay, this just only tells us the amplitude, so ብዙ ማተር አያደርግም ዋናው ግን ውስጥ ያሉት ናቸው ውስጥ ያሉት sin of ax plus b ቢሆን እና ይሄ ፋንክሽን ፔሪዱ 3 ፓይ እንዲሆንልኝ okay, if I call this f of x ፔሪዱ 3 ፓይ ሆነ ማለት ምን ማለት ነው f of x plus 3 ፓይ ጋር እኩል ነው ማለት ነው f of x plus 3 ፓይ እና f of x እኩል ናቸው okay, ለዛ f of x plus 3 ፓይ ማን ነው የሚሆነው it would be sin of a times x plus 3 ፓይ ማለት ነው plus b is equals to sin of ax plus b. okay, which implies that sin of ax plus 3 pi a plus b is equals to 2 to the sin of ax plus b. okay, which implies that sin of ax plus b plus 3 pi a ብዬ መጻፍ አልችልም ይቻላል is equals to sin of ax plus b. okay, ax plus b I can simply call it theta. okay, take let ax plus b equals to theta b ጽፈው and this implies that sin of theta plus 3 pi a is equals to sin of theta ማለት ነው now the sine function it has a period of 2 pi. okay, it has a period of 2 pi, thus 3 pi a ከማን ጋር እኩል መሆን አለበት ከ2 pi ጋር እኩል መሆን አለበት ማለት ነው which implies that a is equals to 2 pi over 3 pi pi በፓይ ይጠፋል a is 2 over 3 ማለት ነው okay, ለዛ የa የx coefficient it needs to be 2 over 3 ለዛ x coefficient 2 over 3 ሆኖ ማን ነው it is this one. okay, የx coefficient 2 over 3 ሌላው እንዳለ 2 4 over 3 ምናምን ነው ለዛ የx coefficient ይሄ ብቻ ስለሆነ the answer is b ማለት ነው 38ኛ let f of x be this function, then what is the period and the phase shift? okay, the period and the phase shift of the graph of the function f respectively. አሁን ፋንክሽናችን ማለት f of x it is given by negative 1 over 3 cosine of 3 over 2x minus pi over 3 plus 1 ነው። Okay. Now period ማን ነው? phase shift ማን ነው? of the graph of the function f respectively። በጣም ጥሩ። አሁን okay, this is simply the cosine function ግን ተጨማመረበት ብዙ ነገሮች right። አሁን እቺ ኔጌቲቭ 1 over 3 ምኑን ነው የምትለውጠው? የኮሳይኑን አምፕሊቱድ ትለውጠዋለች። ኦኬ እቺ 3 over 2 እና ይሄኛው ኦኬ ፖዚቲቭ ዋኑ ምኑን ነው የሚለውጠው? ቨርቲካል ሽፍቱን ነው የሚያደርገው። ኦኬ ወደ ላይ ከፍ ያደርገዋል አንድ በአንድ። እነዚህ 3 over 2 እና pi over 3 ደግሞ they affect the period and the phase shift። ኦኬ ፔሪዱን ካልኩሌት እናድርግ። let's first calculate the period. Okay, let p be the period. Let p be the period. In fact, you can say the smallest period. Okay, the smallest period of the function. Period ማለት ይደግማል ማለት ነው። ድግግሞሽ periodic function, periodic motion physics ላይ ማለት ነው። የሚደግም ነገር ከሆነ we call it periodic. The period እና let p be the smallest period of the function f. Then እንግዲህ according to the definition of period f of x ከማን ጋር እኩል መሆን አለበት? ከf of x plus b ጋር እኩል መሆን አለበት። This implies what is f of x? It is negative 1 over 3 cosine of 3 over 2x minus pi over 3 plus 1 ከማን ጋር እኩል መሆን አለበት? ከኔጌቲቭ 1 over 3 cosine of 3 over 2 x ማን ነው እዚህ ጋር x plus b ነው የተተካው x plus b minus pi over 3 plus 1. I'm just evaluating function. Okay, now እናውቃለን። okay z plus 1 አለ z plus 1 አለ ይጣፋል። z negative 1 over 3 አለ z negative 1 over 3 አለ ይጣፋል። ማን ይሆናል? cosine of 3 over 2x minus pi over 3 is equals to the cosine of 3 over 2x minus pi over 3 plus 3 over 2p አይቻልም እንደዚህ ማለት? Alright, now this 3 over 2x minus pi over 3 ሁለቴ ስለሚታየኝ let us take theta to be 3 over 2x minus pi over 3. Okay, which implies that the cosine of angle theta is equals to the cosine of theta plus 3 over 2p. Okay, አሁን cosine እንደምናውቀው ከሆነ ፔሪዱ 2 pi ነው። thus 3 over 2p ከማን ጋር እኩል መሆን አለበት? ከ2 pi ጋር እኩል መሆን አለበት ማለት ነው። Okay, ለምን the period of the cosine function is 2 pi, which implies that p is equals to 2 over 3 times 2 pi, which will be 4 pi over 3. Okay, so the period of f is 4 pi over 3. Alright, now period እንግዲህ የመጀመሪያው መሆን አለበት ተብሏል። እዛ 4 pi over 3 pi over 9 ነው እዚህ 3 pi over 2 2 pi over 3 4 pi over 3 የኔ ስንት ነው የመጣው? 4 pi over 3 ነው የኔ የሚመጣው። ለዛ 4 pi over 3 ስለሆነ መልሱ ማን ነው የሚሆነው? መልሱ ዲ ነው ማለት ነው። ኦኬ we don't even need to calculate the phase shift. ግን ካልኩሌት አድርጎ ብንባል phase shift it is basically the horizontal shift. ኦኬ አሁን እዚህ ጋር one is a vertical shift. እሺ 39ኛው what is the fifth term of this sequence? ኦኬ አሁን እዚህ ጋር ካያችሁት ሲኩዌንሱ ከዜሮ ነው የሚጀምረው። ኦኬ ለዛ ከዜሮ ስለሚጀምር a0 would be the first term, a1 would be the second term, a2 ያለ a4 would be the fifth term. Therefore a4 ማለት ምን ማለት ነው? 2 to the power of 4 plus 4 times 2 minus 5 ነው. It will be 2 to the power of 4 16 ማለት ነው። ሲደመር 4 ሲባዛ በ2 8 ሲቀነስ 5 16 ሲደመር 8 32 ሲቀነስ 5 which will be 27. Okay, therefore the fifth term of the sequence is D ማለት ነው። Alright, አርባኛ if the 6th and the 11th term of an arithmetic sequence are 35 and 75 respectively. አሁን arithmetic sequence አስታውሳላችሁ grade 12 chapter 1 about sequence and series. Then what is the sum of the first 31 terms of the sequence? Okay, አርባኛው ስንሰራ the 6th term of the arithmetic sequence a6 and the 11th term no the 6th and the 11th term of an arithmetic sequence are 35 and 75 respectively. Then what is the sum of the first 31 terms of the sequence? As the x is the know a1 plus a2 plus dot up to a31 man no right, when summation notation of sum of irony from 1 up to 31 of a7. Okay, as the x man ነው ጥያቄው A1, I mean AN in general, it is given by A1 plus N minus 1 times the common difference D. This is how it is calculated arithmetic sequence. Thus A6, it would be A1 plus 6 minus 1, it would be 5D. A11 wait A6 35 ነው right? A11 ደግሞ A1 plus N minus 1, it would be 10 times the common difference D is equals to A11 75. As what we have is simply simultaneous equation in two variables, okay? A1 and D. Okay, so we can subtract the second equation from the first equation from the second equation, then A1 cancels out and 10D minus 5D, that would be 5D. We get 75 minus 35 40, which implies that D is equals to 8 ማለት ነው። ለዛ D8 ነው። A1 would be ስንት ነው? 35 ቀነስ 5D ነው። okay ከዛ 35 ቀነስ 5 times from the first equation 35 ቀነስ 5 times D D8 35 ቀነስ 5 ሲባዛ 5 40 35 ቀነስ 40 ኔጌቲቭ 5 ከዛ A1 ኔጌቲቭ 5 ነው ማለት ነው። ከዛ we have found AN is equals to A1, it is negative 5 plus N minus 1 times the common difference D, it is 8. Okay, therefore I can write this as negative 5 plus 8N minus 8, okay, which is equals to negative 13 plus 8N. okay, this is AN. okay, ለዛ አሁን እየፈለግን ያለነው x is simply the sum for I running from 1 up to 31, right? The sum of the first 31 terms of AI. This is equals to the sum of I running from 1 up to 31 of AI. What is AI? It is negative 13 plus 8I. Okay, this is equals to the sum for I running from 1 up to 31 of negative 13 plus sum for I running from 1 to 31 of 8I. okay, this is what? This is the first one. The first summation it can be written as negative 13 times 31. okay, ለምን ኔጌቲቭ 13ን ራሱ ጋር 31 ጊዜ ሲደምረው ማለት በ30 ነው ማለት ነው። ሲደመር ይሄኛው ደግሞ 8 times the sum for I running from 1 up to 31 of I. okay, this is what? 31 ሲባዛ በ13 31 ሲባዛ በ13 ኔጌቲቭ 403 ሲደመር 8 times the sum for I running from 1 to 31 of I ማለት ስንት ማለት ነው? 31 ሲባዛ 32 ኦቨር 2 ማለት ነው። ከዛ በ2 1 በ2 16 ከዛ this is equals to negative 403 plus 8 times 31 times 16 ማለት ነው። okay, this is equals to what? 31 ሲባዛ በ16 496ን ደግሞ በ8 እናባዛዋለን 3968 ኔጌቲቭ 403 እና ሲደመር 3968 which is equals to 3968 ሲቀነስ 403 3565 ይመጣል ማለት ነው። እኔ መልስ ያው 3565 ነው፣ ግን 3565 የሚል እዚህ ውስጥ የለም። ኦኬ ለዛ ያው ተሳስቷል። እኔ ትክክል ነኝ። ቼክ እናንተ አድርጉ። መልሱ 3565 ነው፣ ግን እዚህ ውስጥ 3565 የሚል የለም። ለዛ አሁንም ያው እንግዲህ ሚኒስትሪ ኦፍ ኤጁኬሽን ተሳስቷል፣ ምንም ማድረግ አይቻልም። ለዛ ያው መልሱ 3565 ነው። ያው ፈተና ላይ ከሆናችሁ እንግዲህ አንዱን የሚቀርበውን መምረጥ ነው። ኦኬ 41ኛ which one of the following numbers is the upper bound of this sequence? እሺ ይሄን 41 እንግዲህ ለዛ upper bound ነው የምንፈልገው። ኦኬ ለዛ ሲኩዌንሱ ማን ነው? 2n plus 1 over n plus 1 ነው። for n running from 1 up to infinity ለዛ አንድ ሲገባ it will be 3 over 2 ማለት 3 over 2. okay 3 over 2 ይሆናል። ከዛ when n is 2 5 over 3 when n is 3 7 over 4 እያለ ይሄዳል ማለት ነው። ኦኬ አያልቅም፣ ማለቂያ የለውም። ከዛ 3 over 2 ያው 1.5 ነው። 5 over 3 ኦኬ ከ3 over 2 እና ከ5 over 3 ማን ይበልጣል? እስቲ 3 times 3 will be 9 እና 5 times 2 that will be 10 ከዛ 5 over 3 ይበልጣል። ኦኬ 5 over 3 ከ3 over 2 ይበልጣል። እሺ ከ5 over 3 እና ከ7 over 4 ማን ይበልጣል? 5 times 4 that is 20 7 times 3 that is 21 therefore 21 ይበልጣል therefore 7 over 4 ይበልጣል ኦኬ እየጨመረ ነው የሚሄደው the sequence is an increasing sequence okay now it is also bounded from above by 2 አይደለ ለምን 2n plus 1 over n plus 1 ማለት እንደዚህ ብዬ መጻፍ ይችላል 2n plus 2 minus 1 over n plus 1 ብዬ መጻፍ እችላለሁ። ከዛ ይሄ ማለት 2 times n plus 1 minus 1 over n plus 1 ማለት ነው። okay ወይም I can write this as 2 minus 1 over n plus 1 ማለት ነው። okay ከዛ as n increases 1 over n plus 1 decreases right so yeah and this will and since n is የግድ አንድ መሆን ስላለበት ያው ከ1.5 ይጀምርና የጨመረ ሁለት ጋር ነው የሚሄደው ግን ሁለት ለመድረስ ያው 1 over n plus 1 0 መሆን አለበት 1 over n plus 1 ደግሞ it's always greater than 0 therefore it is bounded from above right this is strictly greater than 2 okay therefore and always greater than 1.5 but what we're looking for is upper bound therefore the answer is 2 ማለት ነው ግን እዚህ ጋር upper bound ነው የተባለው any upper bound okay any upper bound ነው እንጂ የግድ the least upper bound የተባለው ለዛ any upper bound ስለተባለ ያው ከሁለት እና ከሁለት በላይ የሚበልጥ ቁጥር መልስ ነው አሁን 4 መልስ ይሆናል 1 መልስ አይሆንም ኦኬ ለምን ከሁለት ያንሳል 0 መልስ አይሆንም ለምን ከሁለት ያንሳል 3 over 2 ማለት 1.5 ነው 1.5 ነው ከሁለት ስለሚያንስ መልስ አይሆንም ለዛ 41ኛው a ነው ማለት ነው መልሱ let the sequence an converges to 3 while bn converges to -1 then the sequence an minus bn while it converges to 3 minus bn it converges to -1 therefore 3 minus -1 that will converge to 4 okay therefore the answer is which of the following is true about the graph of y is equals to 3 times sine of 4x okay አሁን ፋንክሽናችን እንግዲህ y is equals to 3 times sine of 4x ነው okay መጀመሪያ እንሳል እስቲ sine okay this is the x axis this is the y axis በሶስት ስለተባዛ ፋንክሽኑ ኖርማሊ ሳይን ከኔጌቲቭ እስከ 1 ነበር ኦሲሌት የሚያደርገው አሁን ግን ፋንክሽኑ በሶስት ስለተባዛ it will oscillate from 3 up to -3 okay እሺ እሱን ካወቀን በኋላ ደግሞ ያው ዜሮ ስንቀጥ ምንም ጥርጥር የለውም ዜሮ ነው የሚሆነው y of 0 it is 0 okay assuming that this is y of x right y as a function of x እሺ እና ድሮ ደግሞ x ያው ከ0 እስከ 2 ፓይ ስትሄድ ነው የሳይን ፉል ኦሲሌሽን የነበረው አሁን ግን ምንድነው የሚሆነው ኦኬ x ከ0 greater than or equal to 0 less or equals to 2 pi over 4 2 pi over 4 ማለት ያው pi over 2 ማለት ነው ኦኬ x ከ0 እስከ pi over 2 ስትሄድ 4x ከስንት ይሄዳል 4x ከ0 እስከ 2 pi ድረስ ይሄዳል ማለት ነው and we will have the full oscillation አዛ x ከ0 እስከ pi over 2 ስትሄድ ይሄኛው ፋንክሽናችን ኮምፕሊት ኦሲሌሽኑን ጨርሶታል ማለት ነው ምን ማለት ነው ኮምፕሊት የሳይን ከርቭ ይሰራል ያ ማለት እንደዚህ ይሄዳል ማለት ነው እንዲህ ሄዶ -3 አዳርሶ እንዲህ ይመጣል ኦኬ አንት ፓይ ኦቨር 2 ላይ ማለት ነው you feel me ያው ግማሹ ቺ ፖይንት ማነች እሷ ፖይንት ያው ግማሽ ነው የምትሆነው ማለት ነው ፓይ ኦቨር 4 ነው የምትሆነው እቺ ደግሞ የፓይ ኦቨር 4 ግማሽ ነው የምትሆነው ማለት ነው ፓይ ኦቨር 8 ማለት ነው ኦኬ እና እቺ ደግሞ ማን ነው የምትሆነው እቺ ደግሞ 3 pi over 8 ትሆናለች ማለት so this is basically the sine curve this is the graph of the function 3 times sine of 4x okay now ጥያቄው የመጀመሪያው true ነው እንግዲህ ከዚህ ውስጥ የትኛው ነው true ነው which of the following is true about this function a the graph rises up on the closed interval from 0 to pi over 4 okay from 0 to pi over 4 the graph rises up no it does not rise up right it rises up from 0 to pi over 8 and then it goes down from pi over 8 to pi over 4 therefore a is not an answer okay a is not correct b the graph completes one full cycle on the interval from 0 to pi over 4 that is also not correct, right? The graph completes one full cycle from 0 to pi over 2, not from 0 to pi over 4. From 0 to pi over 4 it's half cycle, right? ለዛ ይሄም ትክክል አይደለም ማለት ነው። B it's not an answer. C the graph lies below the x-axis on pi over 4 to pi over 2. እዚህ ጋር እንደምናየው ከpi over 4 እስከ pi over 2 ፈንክሽኑ ከ0 it is below the x-axis, right? It is negative. Therefore C is the answer ማለት ነው። D ደግሞ the graph completes one cycle on the interval of 0 to pi ከ0 እስከ ፓይ አይደለም፣ እሱም ተሳስቷል። እንደውም ሁለት ሳይክል ይጨርሳል። ከ0 እስከ ፓይ ሁለት ሳይክል ይጨርሳል። ለዛ መልሳችን ማን ነው? መልሳችን ሲ ነው ማለት ነው። ኦኬ 44ኛ ጥያቄ ስንሰራ ምን ይላል? let A be a square matrix of order n. okay, A is a square matrix, it is an n by n matrix ማለት ነው። እሺ and P ደግሞ it is a matrix obtained by multiplying one row of A by 2, and C ደግሞ it is a matrix obtained by adding one row of A to another row of A. All right, now if the determinant of A is equals to 10, what are determinant of B and determinant of C respectively? Okay, so A it is an n by n matrix, the B ደግሞ it is a matrix that is obtained by multiplying one row of A by 2. Therefore the determinant of B, of the matrix B, it would be 2 times the determinant of A. Okay, it will be 2 times the determinant of A. So what is the determinant of A? The determinant of A it is given to be 10. That's 2 times 10, it is 20 ማለት ነው። And the other one is and let's C, and C is a matrix that is found by adding one row of A to another row of A. Thus the determinant of C will simply be the determinant of A. Okay, it's not changed, which is 10. Therefore the answer that we're looking for is 20 and 10. 20 and 10. Therefore the answer is D. እሺ 45ኛ let Z1, Z2 and Z3 be complex numbers and which one of the following is not necessarily true? Well, እስቲ A እንመልከት። Z1 times Z2 times Z3 is equal to Z1 times Z2 times Z3. Okay, this is what we call associative property. So this is always true for any complex numbers. Z1, Z2 and Z3. Okay, how about B? Z1 times Z2 times Z3 is equals to Z1 times Z2 times Z3. This is how we call commutativity. This is also true in the case of complex numbers. C ስንመለከት Z1 minus Z2 minus Z3, okay, is equals to Z1 minus Z2 minus Z3. This is associative property but for subtraction. Okay, but we know that this does not hold. Okay, to give an example, okay, if I take Z1 to be 1, Z2 to be 2 and Z3 to be 3, what do I get? I get 1 minus 2 minus 3. Okay, this is equals to 1 minus 2 minus 3, it is what? It is negative 1, which is 1 minus minus 1, that is 2. Okay, so the left hand side it is 2. How about the right hand side? Well, it is 1 minus 2 minus 3. 1 minus 2 it is minus 1, minus 1 minus 3 it is minus 4. You see, ከዛ እዚህ 2 መጣ፣ እዚህ minus 4 መጣ። 2 እና minus 4 since they are different, this is always not the case. I mean, this equality does not hold always. Okay, it might hold for some special cases, but it does not always hold. Therefore it is not necessarily true. Therefore the answer is C. 46ኛ the solution set of this system of equations is what ነው የሚለው። Okay, so what is the augmented matrix? First let's write the augmented matrix. The augmented matrix, it is 2 minus 1 3 1 1 1 3 5 and 1 negative 1 1 negative 1. Okay, this is the augmented matrix for the given system of equations, system of linear equation. Okay, the first thing that we're going to do is we can exchange row 1 and row 2. Okay, the method that we're going to use is reduced row echelon form. Okay, ወይም ጋውዣን ኤሊሚኔሽን የሚባለው ማለት ነው፣ ወይም ጋውስ ጆርዳን ኤሊሚኔሽን የሚሉታል። ኤኒዌይስ ሮ 1 እና ሮ 2 እናቀያየር። ከዛ ሮ 1 1 1 3 5 ሮ 2 ደግሞ 2 ኔጌቲቭ 1 3 1 1 ኔጌቲቭ 1 1 ኔጌቲቭ 1 ማለት ነው። ኦኬ then ro 2 what do we do? Ro 2 you take it to ro 2 minus 2 times ro 1. Okay, and row 3, what do we do? Row 3, we take it to row 3 minus row 1, possible. Row 1, 1, 3, 5, and row 2, it will be negative 2 times row 1, and then you're going to add it to row 2. Okay, so 2 plus negative 2, that is 0. Minus 1 minus 2, that would be minus 3. 3 minus 6, that would be minus 3. 1 minus 10, that would be minus 9. Okay, row 3 ደግሞ ወደ row 3 minus row 1 ነው የሚሆነው። ለዛ 1 minus 1 0, minus 1 minus 1 minus 2, 1 minus 3 minus 2, minus 1 minus 5 minus 6. Okay, then we're going to change, then we're going to multiply row 3 by negative 1 over 3 of rows of I'm so sorry, row 2 ማለት ነው. This is row 2. Okay, row 2 ወደ ማን እንወስደዋለን? ወደ negative 1 over 3 of row 2. Okay, and row 3 ደግሞ ወደ ማን ነው የምንወስደው? ወደ negative 1 over 2 of row 3. በጣም ጥሩ። ለዛ the first row ያው ነው የሚሆነው አይለወጥም, but row 2 we multiply by negative 1 over 3. Therefore 0 1 1 negative 9 over negative 3, or negative cancel out, 9 over 3, that is 3. And for the second row 0 1 1 negative negative ጠፋል, 6 over 2, that is 3. Okay, now what do we do next is row 3 ወደ ማን ነው የምንወስደው? ወደ row 3 minus row 2. Okay, ከዛ row 1 ያው ነው አይለወጥም, row 2 ያው ነው አይለወጥም፣ row 1 1 3, row 3 ግን ወደ row 3 minus row 2, ያ ማለት 0 minus 0 0 0 0. Okay, then what do we do? Then ወደ reduced to echelon form ለመለወጥ row 1ን ወደ ማን ነው የምንቀይረው? ወደ row 1 minus row 2. Okay, ከዛ row 1 ማን ይሆናል? 1 minus 0 1, 1 minus 1 0, 3 minus 1 2, 5 minus 3 2. Row 2 0 1 1 3 0 0 0 0. Okay, therefore our system of linear equations will be 1 1 0 2 0 1 1 and 0 0 0 multiplied by x y z, and now the vector output is 2 3 0. Okay, ከዛ ይሄ ማን ነው የሚሆነው? 1 times x, we get x 0 plus 2z is equals to 2, 0 y plus z is equals to 3, and 0 is equals to 0. Okay, so these are the two inequalities that we want to solve. አሁን እንግዲህ we have three variables x, y, and z, but two equations. Therefore we can take one of the variables as a free variable. Okay, let z be equals to t, or we can say k. Let's call it k. z any real number k ብወስድ ማለት ነው free variable ነው ማለት ነው። z k ከሆነ y ማን ነው የሚሆነው? y would be equals to 3 minus z, which would be 3 minus what is it? z is k. Therefore y is 3 minus k ማለት ነው። Alright, x ደግሞ ማን ነው የሚሆነው? x ደግሞ to be 2 minus 2z, but what is z? z is 2 minus 2k. Therefore x is k ማለት x is 2 minus 2k. Therefore the solution for the system of equations is what? X mano 2 minus 2k, y mano 3 minus k, z mano it is a free variable. Any number in this form for k an element of the set of real numbers will satisfy the system of linear equation that is given. This is the solution set. Okay, ለዛ እንደኛ ያመጣው የትኛው ነው ማለት ነው መልሱ? I think it is B, right? 2 minus 2k, 3 minus k እና k. 2 minus 2k, 3 minus k እና k ነው። Okay, 47ኛ let u be this vector, b be this vector, b position vectors, and the vector for u minus 3b is what ነው የሚለው? Well, this is very easy. 4 times what is u? u is negative 1 6 minus 3 times v. What is v? v is 2 4. Okay, this is equals to 4 times negative 1, that will be negative 4, 6 times 4, that is 24, plus negative 3 times 2, that is negative 6, negative 3 times 4, that is negative 12. Okay, this is what? Negative 4 minus plus negative 6, that is negative 10. And 24 minus 12, that is simply 12. That is simply 12. Okay, so this is it. Negative 10 comma 12. Negative 10 comma 12. Therefore, the answer is D. Which of the following complex numbers corresponds to the point negative 3 comma negative 1 in the argand plane? Well, negative 3 comma negative 1 ማለት ያው እዚህ እንዴት ነው? ኔጌቲቭ 1 ኔጌቲቭ 2 ኔጌቲቭ 3 this is negative 3 ኔጌቲቭ 1 ይሄ ነው አይደለ? this is negative 3 comma negative 1 የምንለው ነው in R2. Again, in complex numbers now, this will be the real part and this will be the imaginary part. Therefore, what is this number? It will be negative 3 minus I. No, negative 3 minus I. Therefore, this is A. Arbazatain. If a translation T takes a point negative 1 comma 1 to the point 3 comma 2, then the image of the circle this under T is what? Now, there you go. መጀመሪያ ትራንስሌሽኑ ማን ነው? ኦኬ ትራንስሌሽኑ ኦኬ ትራንስሌሽን ማለት on t of x comma y ቬክተር ነው የምንሰጠው። ኦኬ x comma y ቬክተር ይወስድና የሚያስወጣው ቬክተር x comma y ከገባ x plus h እና y plus k ነው የሚያስወጣው። ኦኬ this is what we call a translation። አሁን in our case t of negative 1 1 ነው የገባው። ኦኬ ትራንስሌሽኑ ማን እንደሆነ እናውቅም፣ ግን it takes a point negative 1 comma 1 እና 2 a point 3 comma 2 በጣም ጥሩ። ለዛ ኔጌቲቭ 1 comma 1 ገባና ማን ወጣ? 3 2 ወጣ። ኦኬ እሺ ይሄ ማን ብለን እንጽፈው እንችላለን? ኔጌቲቭ 1 plus h እና 1 plus k ብለን እንጽፈው እንችላለን። ያ ማለት this implies 3 is equals to negative 1 plus h ነው, which implies that h is equals to 4. ኦኬ እና ሌላኛው ደግሞ 2 is equals to 1 plus k ነው, which implies that k is equals to 1. ለዛ h እና k አወቅን ማለት ነው። ኦኬ h እና k አወቅን። ለዛ t of xy የሚለው ቬክተር ሲገባለት ማንን ነው የሚያስወጣው? x plus h ማን ነው 4 እና y plus k. what is k? k is 1. this is our transformation ማለት ነው። Okay, this is our transformation. Now the question is what is the transformation? አይደለም. The question is where will it take the circle? Then the image of this circle is where ጥያቄ። Okay, this circle is made up of infinite points, and where will this translation take this circle? Okay, ለዛ ሰርክሉን መጀመሪያ in standard form እንጽፈዋለን። Okay, የሰርክል ኢኩዌሽን ማን ነው? x squared plus y squared minus 2x x squared plus y squared minus 2x plus 4y plus 1 is equals to 0 plus 4y plus 1 is equals to 0። ለዛ አሁን ምንድነው የምንጠቀመው? completing the square ነው የምንጠቀመው። okay, completing the square እንጠቀምና ይቺን ሰርክል in standard form እንጽፋታለን። okay, ለዛ x squared minus 2x ኦኬ ኔጌቲቭ 2 ኦቨር 2 ስንት ነው? ኔጌቲቭ 1 ነው። ኔጌቲቭ 1 ስኩዌር ሳደርገው ፖዚቲቭ 1 ይመጣል። ፖዚቲቭ 1 በጣም ጥሩ። ፕላስ y ስኩዌርድ ፕላስ 4y ፕላስ 4 ኦቨር 2 ስንት ነው? 2 ነው። 2 ስኩዌር ሳደርገው 4 ይሆናል ማለት ነው። እዚህ ኢኳልስ ቱ እዚህ 1 እና 4 ጨምር ያለው ማጂካል 1 እና 4 ለዛ ኦን ዘ ራይት ሃንድ ሳይድም እጨምራለሁ ማለት ነው። እና እዚህ 1 ነበረች። ኦኬ ኮንስታንቷን እሷን እዚህ ማይነስ 1 አመጣለሁ። ኦኬ this implies x minus 1 the whole squared plus y plus 2 the whole squared is equals to 4. Okay, now this is the circle. What is the center of the circle? The center of the circle, it is at 1 comma negative 2, and the radius of the circle is square root of 4, which is 2. Okay, now translation, it doesn't change the radius of the circle, it only changes the center of the circle. Therefore, what is t of the center ማለት ነው? ሴንተሩ ማን ነው? 1 negative 2. well t of 1 negative 2 ማን ነው የሚሆነው? x ላይ 4 ነው የሚደምረው። ኦኬ እዚህ ጋር እናገኘ ነው ትራንስሌሽናችን x ኮምፖነንቱ ላይ 4 ይጨምራል። ለዛ 1 plus 4 it will be 5 እና y ኮምፖነንቱ ላይ ደግሞ 1 ነው የሚጨምረው። ለዛ negative 2 plus 1 it will be negative 1. so this will be the new center. This is the new center of the circle. Okay, that's the equation of the circle. It will be x minus 5 the whole squared plus y minus 1, it will be y plus 1 the whole squared. It will be equals to the radius which will be equals to 4. Okay, because the radius is not also changed. So this is the answer. X minus 5 the whole squared plus y plus 1 the whole squared is equals to 4. Therefore the answer is B. እሺ 50ኛ ምን ይላል? which of the following assertions is true applying the principle of mathematical induction? Okay, let's check. Alright, so okay, principle of mathematical induction ምንድን ነው? generally if you have a proposition that you want to prove p of n for n an element of natural numbers, what it says is that the first thing that you should do is you should check p of k for the smallest k. And if p of k is true, you first check that k can be 1, right? You can, mostly it is usually 1. So you check if p of 1 is true. Then you check the implication. If p of k, you assume that p of k is true, which you got the induction hypothesis. And if p of k is true, you try to prove p of k plus 1. Okay, if you can prove this second assertion, then p of n is true for all natural numbers n. Okay, this is what we call the principle of mathematical induction. Okay, anyways, now የመጀመሪያውን እንመልከት. Okay, 3 which of the following is true apply. Okay, is this true for n greater than or equals to 1? Well, እስቲ n አንድ እናስገባ። n አንድ ስናስገባ ስንት ነው የሚሆነው? we get 2n plus 1. okay, is equals to n squared. n አንድ ብቻ ነው የሚሆነው n greater than or equals to 1 ስለሆነ let's write for the smallest case, or for the smallest n, which would be 1. So 2 plus 1 would be 3, and here it will be 1 squared, it will be 1. ከዛ 3 equals to 1 ስለሆነ a መልስ አይሆንም ማለት ነው። okay, now b ላይ ደግሞ ካየነው okay, left hand side ላይ n 2 ሲሆን ያው 2 ብቻ የምትለው ቁጥር ነው የምትኖረው። on the right hand side በn ቦታ 2 ነው የምትተካው። ከዛ 2 ሲባዛ 2 plus 1 that will be 3 over 2 plus 1. okay, ከዛ 2 በ2 ይጣፋል 3 plus 1 it will be 4. ከዛ 2 is equals to 4 ነው እያልን ያለ ነው። sum false ነው ማለት ነው። b አይሆንም። okay, c ላይ ያለው proposition ደግሞ ትንሽ ትሪኪ ነው። ለምን 0ን ስቀት 0 ፋክቶሪያል 1 ነው። 2 to the power of 0 1 ነው። 1 greater than or equal to 1, that is a true statement. ግን when n is 1 1 factorial 1 ነው። 2 to the power of 1 2 ነው። 1 greater than or equal to 2, that is a false statement. therefore c መልስ ሊሆን አይችልም ማለት ነው። ኦኬ፣ ለዛ መልስ ሊሆን የሚችለው a b c መልስ ስላልሆነ d ነው ማለት ነው መልሱ። ኦኬ, you can prove d using the principle of mathematical induction. okay, 51ኛ let capital F be the antiderivative of the function f. okay, it is antiderivative of the function. then which of the following is not true about capital F and little f? እሺ ኤን እንመልከተው። not true ነው የተባለው እንግዲህ። ኦኬ እሺ antiderivative capital F antiderivative of little f ነው ከተባለ capital F of x is equals to the integral of small f of x dx ማለት ነው። this is what we mean the antiderivative of f. okay, now derivating f of x, small f of x, and then integrating it will give us f of x plus c. This is correct. okay, because integration differentiation are inverse operations. then b ደግሞ the integral of capital F of x dx is equals to little f of x plus c. this is wrong, right? This is wrong. c, therefore since we are looking for not true ነው የተባለው which of the following is not true about capital F and little f? therefore the answer is b. okay, c ያው capital F differentiate ያደረገው he got f of x, that is correct, right? and d ያው እዚህ ደግሞ f capital F of x differentiate አደረገ integrate አደረገ ከዛ differentiate አደረገ ከዛ እሱ f of x ይሰጣል ነው። ያው integration and differentiation they are inverse operations. ከዛ this is also correct. እሺ ለምንድን ነው d actually d መልስ መሆን አይችልም because it is correct. wrong እኛ ደግሞ not true የሆነውን ነው የምንፈልገው. therefore b is the answer. to show you that b is the answer, right? I need to show you that it is not true. right? As I can take f of x to be x squared, right? And therefore capital F of x, since it is antiderivative of f, it will be the integral of x squared dx. It will be x to the power of 3 over 3 ማለት ነው capital F of x. okay እሺ አሁን እሺ ፕላስ ሰም ኮንስታንት c ማለት እንችላለን c1 አሁን እዚህ ጋር ቢ ላይ ያለው ኢንተግራል ኢንተግራል ኦፍ ካፒታል ኤፍ ኦፍ ኤክስ ዲኤክስ ኢንተግራል ኦፍ ካፒታል ኤፍ ኦፍ ኤክስ ዲኤክስ እሱ ማን ነው የሚሆነው it will be the integral of x to the power of 3 over 3 plus c1 dx that would be 1 over 3 x to the power of 4 over 4 plus c1 x plus c2 okay and that is not definite that this is not equals to f of x plus አይገናኝም ምንም f of x ማለት ነው x squared x squared plus ጋር አይገናኝም ይሄኛው x squared ይሄ x to the power 4 ለዛ ቢ ነው መልሱ ማለት ነው ሌሎቹ እንዳለ ደር ትሩ ለዛ መልሱ ማን ነው የ51ኛ ቢ ነው ማለት ነው okay so 52 what does it say which of the following is equals to this integral okay this is simple we can use integral of 3 times cosine of 3x dx we can use substitution right this is the integral of 3 times cosine of u du over derivative of u that is 3 is equals to 3 times integral of okay 3 over 3 ጠፋላ ማን ይሆናል ማን ይሆናል the integral of cos u du ማለት ነው so this will be sine of u plus some constant c this will be sine of what is u u is 3x plus c okay so what is the answer sine of 3x plus c the answer is c 53ኛ what is the area of the region bounded by the graph f of x equals to x squared minus 4 and the x-axis in square units okay so when we graph the function we have this is x this is y all right now this is x squared ያው እናውቃለን as x squared minus 4 ያው ዝቅ ነው የሚያደርገው okay this is x squared ይሄ የምናውቀው ነው ግን x squared minus 4 ግን ዝቅ ያደርገዋል 4 units downward okay x squared minus 4 እዚህ ነው negative 4 okay this is x squared minus 4 this is f of x which is equals to x squared minus 4 now f of 2 እና negative 2 ምንድናቸው they are the x intercepts ማለት ነው when y is equals to 0 በጣም ጥሩ this is the origin 0,0 now ጥያቄው what is the area of the region bounded by the graph of f of x equals to x squared minus 4 and the x axis ነው ከዛ እየተጠየቅን ያለ ነው ይሄ የዚህ region area ስንት ነው ነው okay this is the region r what is the area of the region r ነው okay so the area of the region r it is we can be calculated as what it can be calculated as the integral from negative 2 up to positive 2 of what of okay we also need another function right g of x የሚባል function ያስፈልገናል this function okay what is this function g of x equals to 0 for any value of x the value of y is 0 as we're trying to basically find the area of the region that is bounded by g of x from above and f of x from below therefore how do we get it it's simply g of x minus f of x ማለት ነው okay dx this is how we calculate it so this is equal to the integral from negative 2 to 2 g of x it is simply 0 okay 0 minus f of x what is f of x f of x is x squared minus 4 x squared minus 4 dx okay this is equal to the integral from negative 2 to 2 negative x squared negative positive 4 dx this is equals to negative x to the power of 3 over 3 plus 4x okay and we're integrating from negative 2 to 2 okay let's now plug in 2 what do we get negative 2 to the power of 3 that is negative 8 over 3 plus 4 times 2 that is 8 minus negative 2 negative 2 to the power of 3 that's negative 8 negative that we get positive 8 over 3 4 times negative 2 that is negative 8 okay so what do we get negative 8 over 3 plus 8 minus 8 over 3 plus 8 okay so okay minus 8 over 3 minus 8 over 3 we get minus 16 over 3 we have 8 plus 8 we have 16 okay over 1 which is what 3 negative 16 plus 3 times 16, okay, which will be 2 times 16 over 3, which will be 32 over 3. Okay, this is the area of the region, 32 over 3. Okay, therefore the answer is A. Okay, 54ኛ let f be a continuous function on the closed interval 0 to 1 and capital F be the antiderivative of f. Alright, with capital F of 1 to be negative 11 and capital F of 0 is equals to 11. Then find the integral from 0 to 1 of f of x dx is equals to ነው የሚለው. Well, it's simple. The integral from 0 to 1 of f of x dx, it is by the fundamental theorem of calculus, it is capital F of 1 minus capital F of 0, right? The antiderivative evaluated at the endpoints of the integral. Okay, so capital F of 1, what is it? It is negative 11 minus capital F of 0, it is 11. Negative 11, negative 11, that is negative 22. Therefore, the answer is D. So 55ኛ which of the following set of equations defines the xz plane? The xz plane. Let's consider this to be the R3, right? This is x, this is y, this is z. አሁን እያፈለገን ያለው the xz plane ነው። the xz plane ነው this region ማለት ነው። ይሄ region y0 ማለት ነው። Okay, the set of x, y, z such that x, y and z are real number and y is equals to 0. Okay, therefore C is the answer ማለት ነው። አሁን ይሄ ምንድነው? This is basically the xyz, right? The R3 ማለት ነው። the Euclidean free space or the 3-dimensional space. አሁን ከዛ if we set y to be equals to 0, okay, the y of x comma z ሁሌ 0 ቢሆን for any x and z the value of y is 0 ከሆነ ይሄንን ነው የሚሰጠን። okay, the value of y is 0 and this is going to give us the xz plane ማለት ነው። this is what we call the xz plane, but y is always 0. okay, 56ኛ what is the coordinates of the midpoint? The coordinates of the midpoint of the line segment joining this point with this point in space. Well, the midpoint, it is simple. How do you do it? We simply calculate the average of each coordinate. Okay, as a -1 plus -1, that will be -2, -2 over 2. Then the next one is 5 minus 3, that is 2, 2 over 2, 2 over 2. And the third one is 3 minus 7, that is -4. Okay, -4 over 2. So we get what? -2 over 2, that is -1, 1 and -2. Okay, so -1, 1 and -2, therefore the answer is B. 57ኛ እንስራ. which of the following argument is valid? When do we consider an argument to be valid? Well, an argument valid ነው የምንለው when all of the premises, when we assume that all of the premises are true, the conclusion is true. ኦኬ ለዛ አሁን እዚህ ጋር ኤ ላይ ብንመለከተው እንግዲህ ቫሊድ ሆኖ ነው የምንፈልገው። ኦኬ ለዛ ኤ ብንመለከት is a valid or not ነው ጥያቄው። is not valid ማለት ነው። ኦኬ because if I take p to be equal to false, okay, r to be equal to false and q to be equal to true, okay, then what do I get? I get p implies q. What is p implies q? P implies q is, what is p? P is true, which implies q. What is q? Q is true. True implies true. It is true. Okay. Negation of r and q. What is it? Sudamo. Negation of r. R is false, therefore negation of r is true. And q. What is q? Q is true. True and true. It is true. Okay. Therefore, all of the premises are true. How about the conclusion? The conclusion is p or r. But what is p? P is false. Or r. What is r? R is also false. False or false? It is false. Therefore, we have all of the premises true, but the conclusion false. Therefore, this argument is not valid. Therefore, this is not valid. A cannot be an answer. Okay. B can be an answer. Well, እሺ የመጀመሪያው q true መሆኑን እናውቃለን። ኦኬ ይሄም እንትን ነው። ይሄም ኢንቫሊድ ነው። ለምን? r false በወስዳት r false ከሆነ እዚህ okay, p it can be true. Okay, now p it is true, q true both and r false both. P implies q, it is true, q it is true, false R implies P, assume it is also true. All of the premises are true, but the conclusion is false. Therefore, P is also not an answer. How about C? C, well, P must be true. እዚህ ጋር እቺ P true ነች ማለት ነው። ለዛ conclusion false እንዲሆንልኝ ስለምፈልግ negation of R, it needs to be false. Thus, R ማን መሆን አለበት ማለት ነው? R true መሆን አለበት ማለት ነው። ኦኬ R true መሆን አለበት እዚህ። P እዚህ true ስለሆነ Qም የግድ true መሆን አለበት ማለት ነው። ኦኬ በጣም ጥሩ። ለዛ ይቻላል ማለት ነው። ኦኬ if I take P to be true, Q to be true, R to be true, all of the premises would be true, but the conclusion would be false. Okay, therefore C is also not an answer. Therefore ABC መልስ ስላልሆነ ያው D ነው መልሱ ማለት ነው። In fact, we can prove that it is a valid argument. ለD ማለት ነው። ኦኬ ምንድነው አርጊውመንቱ? P or Q, comma P implies Q, therefore negation of Q. ለዛ true statementዎችን ጻፋቸው። P or Q, it is a true statement. ሁለተኛ P implies Q is also a true statement. ሶስተኛ P implies Q ማለት ደግሞ negation of P or Q true ነው ማለት ነው። ለዛ አራተኛ ያው P implies Q እና negation of P or Q they are the same, right? አንደኛ እና ሶስተኛ ብንመለከታቸው P or Q እና P or Q is true, negation of P or Q is true, right? ለዛ Q is true ማለት ነው። Q is true. So if Q is true, negation of Q is false. Negation of Q is false. In fact, this question does not have an answer. 57, question number 57, no answer. All of the arguments that are given, they are invalid. Okay? All are invalid. ያው እንግዲህ ማትሪክ ላይ ቢሆን አንዱን መምረጥ ነው። ዝም ብላችሁ ከማለፍ አንዱን መምረጥ ነው። ግን ማድረግ አይቻልም። እሺ 58ኛ let f of x be equals to this function, then what is the value of f derivative of 0? Okay, so what is the function f of x? F of x is 5x to the power of 3 plus 2x minus sin x plus e to the power of x. Okay, so what is f derivative of x? F derivative of x is እቺ 3 ትወርድና ታች ትመጣለች አይደል? 5 times 3, that will be 15x squared plus 2 times x derivative 2 minus sin x derivative sin of x derivative cosine of x, e to the power of x derivative ራሱ e to the power of x ነው። This implies that f derivative of 0 is equals to this would be 0 plus 2 minus cosine of 0 plus e to the power of 0, which would be 0 plus 2, that would be 2, minus cosine of 0, that is 1, plus e to the power of 0, that is 1, which will be 2 minus 1. Okay, 2 minus 1, that is 1, 1 plus 1, that is 2. Therefore, f derivative of 0 ስንት ነው ማለት ነው መልሱ? 2 ነው ማለት። Therefore, the answer is D. Which one of the following is the value of alpha so that the function given by this is continuous at 1? Okay, ለዛ አንድ function continuous at 1 ነው። Okay, let's say f of x continuous at 1. f of x continuous at 1 ለመሆን the definition of continuity ምንድነው የሚለው? limit of f of x as x approaches to 1 needs to be equals to f of 1 ነው የሚለው። Okay, now limit to ደግሞ for the limit to exist at 1, both the left hand side and the right hand side limit need to exist. Therefore, the limit of f of x as x approaches 1 from the left, okay, from the left, that would be the limit as x approaches 1 from the left of f of x. F of x as we approach x from the left ማለት ከx ከአንድ ትንሽ ያነሰ ቁጥር ማለት ነው። ከአንድ ትንሽ ያነሰ ስለሆነ f of x ማን ነው የሚሆነው? x squared minus 4 ነው የሚሆነው። Okay, x squared minus 4 ማለት ነው, which would be 1 squared minus 4, which would be 1 minus 4, which would be minus 3. Okay, how about the limit of f of x as x approaches 1 from the right? That would be the limit as x approaches 1 from the right of what? እንግዲህ 1 from the right ስለሆነ ከአንድ ትንሽ ከፍ ያለን ቁጥር ነው እየመጣን ያለ ነው። ከዛ አልፋ x plus 1 ነው ማለት ነው ፈንክሽናችን። ኦኬ አልፋ x plus 1 ከዛ አልፋ x ማለት ነው 1 plus 1, that would be alpha plus 1, that would be alpha. That would be alpha plus 1. I'm sorry. Now, for the limit to exist, both the left hand side and the right hand side limit must be equal. Therefore, alpha plus 1 must be equals to negative 3, which implies that alpha is equals to minus 4. Okay, therefore alpha mano it is minus 4 no C. Actually, Salsa, what is which of the following describes the mechanical meaning of the derivative? The derivative mechanical እንግዲህ ሲለኝ እኔ የሚታየኝ ያው ወደ ፊዚክሱ ማለት ነው ወደ ሜካኒክስ right ስለ ቬሎሲቲ አክስለሬሽን ምናምን ነው እንግዲህ የሚታየኝ ለዛ the instantaneous rate of change ነው የሚሆነው right slope of tangent line that is more of geometrical not mechanical the B instantaneous rate of change okay instantaneous rate of change the instantaneous rate of change of displacement that would be velocity and the instantaneous rate of change of velocity that would be give us acceleration B መሰለኝ እኔ እንደሚመስለኝ ነው እሺ 61ኛ let f and g be differentiable functions okay and h of x be equals to this g of f of 3x plus 1 and if f derivative at 1 is equals to f of 1 is equals to 2 and g derivative of 2 is equals to 1 then what is the value of h derivative of 0 f እና g እንግዲህ differentiable functions ናቸው meaning that their derivative exists and h of x it is equals to g of f of 3x plus 1 and now if f derivative at 1 is equals to f of 1 is equals to 2 and g derivative of 2 is equals to 1 then what is the value of h derivative of 0 h derivative of 0 ስንት ነው ነው ጥያቄው በጣም ጥሩ መጀመሪያ h derivative of x ስንት ነው h derivative of x ማለት it will be g derivative of f of 3x plus 1 by the chain rule times f derivative of 3x plus 1 times s3x plus 1 derivative 3 ማለት ነው አሁን የጠየቀን ያለ ነው h derivative of 0 ስንት ነው ነው okay this is g derivative of f of 3 times 0 that is 0 0 plus 1 that's simply 1 times f derivative of 3 times 0 that is 0 0 plus 1 is 1 times 3 okay so this will be g derivative of f of 1 something now f of 1 it is given us 2 times f derivative at 1 f derivative at 1 ሁለት ነው አዛ ይሄም ሁለት ሲባዛ በ3 ማለት ነው g derivative of 2 ደግሞ ስንት ነው አንድ ተብሎ ተሰጥቶናል አዛ አንድ ሲባዛ በ2 ሲባዛ በ3 ማለት ነው ስንት ነው ይሄ 6 ነው therefore h derivative of 0 ስንት ነው 6 ማለት ነው ኦኬ ቼን ሩል መጠቀም ነው 62ኛ ኦኬ if f of x is equals to 1 over root x and g of x is this 2 minus 1 over 6 x cubed be two functions for what value of x do the graphs of f and g have tangent lines of the same slope well to find the x of the graphs of the function f and g that have tangent lines of the same slope we need to find the derivative right so f of x መጀመሪያ ማለት ነው f of x 1 over square root of x okay which is x to the power of negative 1 over 2 this implies that f derivative of x is what negative 1 over 2 x to the power of negative 1 over 2 minus 1 that will be x to the power of minus 3 over 2 okay now g of x what is g of x it is 2 minus 1 over 6 x to the power of 3 now this implies that g derivative of x is equals to the two derivative 0 negative 1 over 6 times 3x squared በ3 1 በ3 2 so what do we get negative 1 over 2 x squared ማለት ነው let's see be the point in the domain of this function of these functions satisfying f derivative at c equal to g derivative of c so what is f derivative of c f derivative of c is what is negative 1 over 2 c to the power of negative 3 over 2 negative 3 over 2 is also g derivative of c which is negative 1 over 2 c squared negative 1 over 2 c squared okay so the negative 1 over 2 they cancel out and we are left with c to the power negative 2 over 2 is equal to c squared now we can do what we can multiply both sides by c to the power of 3 over 2 okay c to the power of 3 over 2 that would be c to the power of 0 which will be 1 here it will be equal to c to the power of bases are the same the exponents are added it would be 7 over 2 okay but first what is the domain of the function f well the domain of f it is what it needs to be positive right and it also cannot be 0 therefore it is from 0 up to positive infinity how about the domain of g the domain of g it is simply the set of real numbers okay so for c to be both in the domain of f and the domain of g c must be an element c must be a positive number simply okay C must be a positive number greater than 0, right? C is greater than 0. This is the constraint that we have for C. So, okay, so we can write this as c to the power of 7 the whole to the power of 1 over 2. Okay, so we can square both sides. Since c is positive, there is no problem. Therefore, we get 1 equal to c to the power of 7. This has c is equals to 1 ማለት ነው. This is the only real solution for this 7th degree polynomial. Okay, so question number 62, the answer is C. Okay, now let's do question number 63. Water is running into a conical tank which is pointed down at a constant rate of 6 pi centimeter cube per second. Okay, so the cone, this is basically the cone. Okay, and water is getting into this cone. There is water that is coming into this cone. Okay, and the rate of change of volume with respect to time, as he said here, is which is pointed down at a constant rate of 6 pi centimeter cube per second. Okay, 6 pi centimeter cube per second. Now the cone has a height of 10 centimeter. Okay, height of cone, what is it? It is 10 centimeter. This height is 10 centimeter, and the base radius is 5 centimeter. Base radius. This is the base radius. This is the base radius. Okay, if we call this r, this radius r is 5 centimeters. በጣም ጥሩ. Then how fast is the water level rising when the water reaches 2 centimeters deep? Okay, እየተጠየቀን ያለነው dh by dt ስንት ነው ነው? The rate at which the height is rising. ለዛ ይሄ እንደዚህ ብናረገው, okay, if we say this is 2 centimeters, hw below, okay, the height of the water, it is increasing, right? This is, let's say, okay, I'm so sorry. Let's say that this is hc. Okay, hc, it is height of the cone, it is a constant, it is always 10 centimeters. Okay, the height of the cone does not vary. What we're asking, what we say h, what we call by h, what we refer by h, is the height of the water. Okay, it was initially 0, and now, like, as the water increases, like ውሃው እየገባበት ሲመጣ የውሃው ከፍታ እየጨመረ ይመጣል። ኦኬ፣ የኮኑ ከፍታ ግን ሁሌ 10 ሴንቲሜትር ነው። ውሃው ገባ አልገባ አያገባውም። ኮኑ ሁሌ 10 ሴንቲሜትር ነው። ግን የውሃው ከፍታ ግን ውሃው እየተጨመረ ሲመጣ እየጨመረ ይመጣል። እና አሁን የተጠየቅነው dh by dt ስንት ነው ነው። Okay, the rate at which the height of the water changes with respect to time when h is equal to 2 centimeters deep. Okay, all right, so the volume of a cone, how do we calculate the volume of a cone? The volume of a cone, it is given by 1 over 3 area of the base pi r squared times height. Okay, and this is how it is calculated. Now that is true, but what we want is the volume, right? The volume that is inside of the cone. Therefore, r, what we refer to here by r, is the radius of the water. Okay, and h is the height of the water. Now, both of them, r and the height, they are functions of time, because as time goes by and the water gets into the cone, the radius increases and the height also increases. Okay, we're not talking about the radius of the cone and not talking about the height of the cone. We're talking about the radius of the water and the height of the water. Okay, one thing to notice in a cone is this. Okay, cone ላይ ምን አለ መሰላችሁ? አሪፍ ፕሮፐርቲ አለ ኮን ላይ እንደዚህ ባረግ። ኦኬ፣ እና ይሄ እዚህ ጋር አር አለ ራይት፣ ራዲየስ ኦፍ ዘ ኮን አለ። ይሄ ደግሞ ሃይት ኦፍ ዘ ኮን አለ። ኦኬ፣ ውሃ ገባ አልገባ ዘ ሴም ኮንስታንት ናቸው እነሱ። አሁን እኛ እያወራን ያለ ነው እዚህ ደግሞ አለ ደግሞ ራዲየስ አር የምንላት አልቺ ራዲየስ ኦፍ ዘ ዋተር እና ኤች ደግሞ የምንለው አለ ደግሞ ዘ ሃይት ኦፍ ዘ ዋተር። ኦኬ፣ ይቺ አንግል ቴታ ለሁለቱም ዘ ሴም ነች ነው። ኦኬ፣ አሁን ምን ይጠቅመናል? ታን ኦፍ ቴታ ነው የምንመለከተው። ታን ኦፍ ቴታ what is it? It is opposite over adjacent r over h ወይም የኮኑን ትራያንግል ደግሞ ካየነው opposite over adjacent rc over hc. ኦኬ፣ ለዛ r over h እና rc over hc they are the same. ኦኬ፣ that's r ማን ብለን መጻፍ እንችላለን ማለት ነው? rc over hc times h ብለን መጻፍ እንችላለን ማለት ነው። therefore what is r? r is rc. rc ማለት the radius of the cone, that is a constant, that is ምን ብለናል? 5 cm ተሰጥቶናል። ለዛ rc is 5 cm over hc, the height of the cone 10 cm 10 centimeter times the height h again, it varies with respect to time. It's a function of time. Therefore, r is equals to 5 over 10. That is 1 over 2. 1 over 2h. Okay, so r is equals to 1 over 2h, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, now v is equals to 1 over 3 pi r. What is r? R is 1 over 2h, so we get 1 over 2h squared times h. Okay, now v is equals to 1 over 3 pi 1 over 2h squared, we get 1 over 4h squared times h. V is equals to 1 over 3 times 1 over 4, that is 1 over 12 pi h squared times h, that is h cubed. Now, v and h, they are both functions of time. Why? Because they are volume of the water and the height of the water. Okay, now let's perform implicit differentiation. But as a derivate both sides of the equality by time, right? So what do we get? We get dv by dt is equals to 1 over 12 pi and when we use the chain rule, okay, h cubed ስለሆነ what do we get? We get 3h squared times dh by dt ማለት ነው። okay, that's a ስንት ነው የሚሆነው ማለት ነው? dv by dt is equals to በ3 1 በ3 4 እናቃልለው ስንት ይሆናል? pi times h squared, we get pi h squared over 4 times dh by dt. Okay, so this implies that dh by dt is equals to 4 over pi h squared times dv by dt. All right. Okay, now we have dh by dt in terms of dv by dt. Okay, dv by dt, it is constant. Okay, v, it varies with respect to time. Yes, I agree. But dv by dt again, it is constant. It flows at a constant rate. Water, it is running into a canonical tank which is pointed at a constant rate of 6 pi centimeter cubes. Therefore, dv by dt, it is constant. It does not vary with time, but v, it varies with time. Okay, therefore this implies that dh by dt, it is equals to 4 over pi h squared times dv by dt. What is dv by dt? It is 6 pi. It is 6 pi. It is 6 pi. Pi by pi cancels out. What do I get? I get 6 times 4. I get 24. 24 over h squared. This implies that dh by dt is equals to 24 over h squared. Okay, so now I express the derivative of the height with respect to the height itself. This is more of like a differential equation. Again, you don't have to worry about differential equations. What we want is we just want to evaluate dh by dt when the height is what? When the height is how fast is the water level rising when the water reaches 2 centimeter deep. Okay, water 2 centimeter ሲሆን ስንት ነው? ያ ማለት height 2 ሲሆን ማለት ነው, which is equals to 24 over 2 squared, which will be 24 over 4 ማለት ነው። 24 በአራት አንድ በአራት 6 that's 6. Since it is the derivative of the height with respect to time, it will be 6 centimeters per second ማለት ነው። Okay, 6 centimeters per second. Therefore, the answer is C. 64ኛ ምን ይላል? Which of the following functions is true about the zero of a function f of x? Okay, if f of a is equals to 0, right, then a is not necessarily in the domain. Then a is not necessarily in the domain. That is true, right? A is not necessarily in the domain. It depends on the definition of the function. Yeah. Therefore, a is an answer. Okay. If f of a is equals to 0, then x minus a is a whole squared is a factor of f of x. That is not correct. All right. Why? Because I'm sorry, right? Let's see example f of x. I can take f of x to be cosine of x. Okay. F of pi over 2. Okay. F of pi over 2, that will be cosine of pi over 2. That is 0. Okay. But x minus pi over 2, again, it is not a factor of cosine of x. Therefore, b is not an answer. See, if f of a is equals to 0, then y is equals to a is a y-intercept. Y-intercept means when x is equals to 0. Okay, y-intercept means when x is equals to 0. That means f of 0 is equals to a ያለ ነው። as a f of a 0 ከሆነ የግድ f of 0 a መሆን አለበት ነው። That is not necessarily. I can give you a counter example. It's simple. If f of a is equals to 0, then x minus a is a factor for f of x. Not necessarily, right? In the case of polynomial functions, that is correct. If f of a is 0 corner, then x minus a, it is a factor for f of x in polynomial case, in polynomial functions, but not for other functions. Okay. Therefore, the answer is a. ለስልሳ አራተኛው 65ኛው what is the value okay 65ኛው የመጨረሻ ጥያቄ ነው ለዛ congratulations if you have made it this far until the video I swear I respect you then 65ኛው what is the value of a number the value of a number in the interval 0, 1 that satisfies the mean value theorem for this function f of x. Okay, so we're looking for a number c, an element of the open interval 0, 1 that satisfies the mean value theorem for this function. Okay, so what does the mean value theorem state? The mean value theorem states that if f is a continuous function on the closed interval ab, differentiable on the open interval ab, then there exists a point c, an element of the open interval ab, such that f derivative at c is equals to the slope of the line passing through the point a comma f of a and b comma f of b. That is what the mean value theorem states. So how can we find the number that the mean value theorem tells us, right? That's just simple. F derivative at c, it needs to be equals to the f of 1 minus f of 0 over 1 minus 0. Obviously, the function f satisfies the assumptions of the mean value theorem, right? If f of x is that, then f derivative of x is would be what? It would be 6x minus 5. በጣም ጥሩ ለዛ f derivative of c ስንት ነው የሚሆነው it would be 6c minus 5 ማለት ነው equals to f of 1 it would be what f of 1 3 times 1 you get 3 minus 5 times 1 you get 5 plus 1 so 3 minus 5 that is negative 2 negative 2 plus 1 that would be negative 1 yeah so f of 1 that is negative 1 minus f of 0 what is f of 0 it is 1 over 1 minus 0 so minus 1 minus 1 we get minus 2 over 1 okay this implies that 6c minus 5 is equals to negative 2 which implies that 6 is equals to 5 minus 2 this will be 3 which implies that 6 is equals to 3 which implies that c is equals to 2 okay I'm so sorry I'm so sorry this implies that c is equals to 3 over 6 right በሶስት አንድ በሶስት ሁለት as c is 1 over 2 therefore d is the answer okay thank you very much for watching and I hope you ace the matric okay ሂዱና